giving all praises, glory, and honor unto
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash.
Giving double honors unto our apostles, our elders, and our teachers. That great millstone that rule well and continue to do what is requested of them. And they have also taught us the two most important things we could ever know. The name of our Heavenly Father and the name of His only begotten Son, their true and proper names in the ancient Paleo-Hebrew, our language. The Lashwan Kodash, which means holy tongue. Lashwan meaning tongue or language, and Kodash meaning holy. Now, these be the names that are written. The name of the Heavenly Father is Yahweh. Yah meaning He. Hawa meaning exists or is to be. He is, He exists. He, the existing one, for He is a rewarder of them that diligently seeks Him. And in the name of His only begotten Son, who has a name that is above every name given amongst men here on earth, to the Israelite man first, and also to the believer, consisting of women, children, helps of the prophets, and those that have faith, they be calling upon that name, even that mighty name, the name Yahushai. Yah meaning He, Yahushai meaning deliverer and savior. For that is exactly what He will come and do for the second time in physical form, yet as an angelic force, for we shall see Him as He is, and we shall be like Him. That's right. So we're out here to do what we do best, edify, prophesy, teach. And you already see what's going on in the world. Tongues are falling upon themselves, niggas is changing up doctrines and all types of things because the prophecies don't lie. That's right. The prophecy is coming to pass. And whoever is left outside is going to be washed away. Because the Lord is bringing forth a new world, a world of order and peace.
That's right.
So without further ado, we're going to start it in that song.
Got you.
And then I know you got something. I got a couple. You had a couple? Okay, all right. We're just going to flow. Yeah, start off in the song.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 64, verse 8.
Now read at the top, Ak.
Start from the top,
hold on. The brother got the best book. He got the best Bible because they be changing it up. But look at this. Look at the ledger. It says David prays against what?
A conspiracy.
Conspiracy. Now, we in the time of great conspiracy, right? But we're not conspiracy theorists. It's facts.
Facts.
See, David is praying against what people think, oh, that's crazy. Ain't nobody coming for you. Yes, they are. These people are trying to kill us. They're trying to kill us. We're trying to kill them. Tell me who's over there? Who got the dew in the sky? I don't know.
I get it. You're retarded.
This is Psalm 64, beginning at verse 1. It reads, "Hear my voice, O Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, in my prayer."
So David is asking the Lord to hear His voice in prayer. Because we have no power, we have no might, we have no military, we have no form of government, so to speak. But through the scriptures, this is the only thing that's brought us order.
That's right, bro.
And it's all under Yahushai. So we're praying to the Lord to help us against our enemies that have power on their side. I mean, like physical power. Go ahead, Doc.
Preserve my life.
Oh, the Lord will preserve our life. That's why it's in the book of Daniel, Michael is going to have to stand up. It's going to get to a time of such danger and uncertainty that an angelic force is going to have to stand up to protect us, our families, whether we're with our families or separated, in a prison, on the run. It's just like the Avatar state. It says, when you enter the Avatar state, you're at your most powerful and your most vulnerable. That's when the Lord comes into play. When the Lord's Spirit is going to be among us, it's going to make us powerful. But then we're going to be at our most vulnerable so the Lord can show His power.
It says, preserve my life from fear of the enemy.
Woo, and they're going to come in like a flood. But I got a quick precept. The Lord gonna lift up a standard. Go ahead.
That's right. You brought up a very important point that we have to continue to establish that the Lord has set us in order. And He set us in order by the law, statutes, and commandments.
That's right.
We're still in Psalms. This is Psalm 60, and the headline reads, "David prays for Israel's deliverance." Because you just brought up that the Lord's going to protect us from that flood. That flood being, the adversaries that are about to come against us physically. Okay.
Yeah.
This is Psalm 60 and 4. "Thou hast given a banner to them that fear thee."
What is the banner? Lift it up, Rocky.
It's right here.
Scriptures.
That's right.
Bible, the words in the book. Ain't the actual pages or the paper, but it's the words written on the paper that you have to believe in, that you have to trust in, that you have to look to. Go ahead,
That's right.
"That it may be displayed because of the truth."
But it's being displayed because of the truth. Everybody's looking to the scriptures now. Because when you look at the signs in the heavens, scientists didn't come up with that. It was written in the scriptures first, that you would see signs, great signs in the heavens. And then upon earth, the stress of nations with perplexity. perplexity of the people. With these tariffs about to roll in, people are bugging out here in the States.
That's right.
And they're tripping out and bugging out all over the world because they don't know what this is going to be. They don't know what's coming. We do know what's coming. The elites know what's coming, war to take control, and we know what's coming, war to take down that control and bring forth peace and order.
Right. This fits with Kabar's opening precept because given this banner, the truth, the Lord has sent his true prophets out to breach that conspiracy. The conspiracy that the enemies have against us, even the conspiracy of those that call themselves Hebrew Israelites but have sold out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even amongst all that confusion, the Lord has still brought forth his men, his voice, right? The mouthpiece to bring out this truth, okay, in these times of adversity.
That's right.
It says, thou hast given a banner to them that fear thee, that it may be displayed because of the truth.
It reminds me of that scene on the House of David when the dude was like, look at that Samuel on the hill making that sound. When they seen that banner, they go, So when they see the banner, they like, oh man, we through. Like, motherfuckers running, like nah, they running. They see the banner of Yahweh Shemashah, oh, damn, that's the did you see the sigil? The lion is on. So they see the Lion of Judah, man. He's the one that's ahead of us. He's our captain. He's the one that first stepped out there. We done, man.
That's right.
And it said that the Lord could take this place alone. There's no people with him, but he's gonna come with an armada of angels. Then he sent out his forebears. He sent out the forerunners. He sent out his heralds to bring forth his coming. So if you kill the messengers, when that's a direct declaration of war. So they know they can't touch the eagles. Like, man, kill these niggas, man. You gotta get them off the corners, but he know if I touch him, done.
We're gonna move.
Dead, yeah. Go ahead, that was it.
I got some.
Okay. Go ahead,
This is Isaiah 13 and 1.
That's right.
It says, the burden of Babylon.
Now, you go into that word burden, what does it go back to? Prophecy. See, literally they could have said, and the prophecy of Babylon, the prophecy against Babylon, the prophecy of Babylon. And they couldn't put America in there because they would have burned all the books. So they had to put Babylon in there, code name. Kids next door, code name, Babylon is America. And the burden of it is the prophecy against it. Go ahead.
It says, this is verse 1, Isaiah 13 and 1, it says, the burden of Babylon, which Isaiah the son of Amos did see.
He's seen it because he's seen before it happened. Thousands of years before it would happen, he's seen it. Through prophecy, he said before it would happen, which makes him a prophet. And before they were known as prophets, they were known as seers. He could see it.
Verse 2, lift up the banner upon the high mountain.
So we're lifting up this same banner upon the high mountain. The highest government in the earth is Babylon the Great, aka America. And we're lifting up the banner in this place. If we're letting the nations know that America is going to be destroyed by our God and his anointed one, his son, then all the other nations is shaking in their boots like, damn, that's the greatest nation on the earth and we can't defeat them militarily alone. We have to join forces. But these men with the Bible is defeating them with just mere words? Yes, because it is going to get physical. It said first he's going to be destroyed with the words of the Lord's mouth, then by the brightness of his coming.
That's right.
Go ahead,
It says, exalt the voice of them.
Exalt the voice to them.
Exalt the voice unto them.
Unto them. See, we're exalting our voice unto you. Unto your government, unto your kings, unto your rulers, unto the people. Go ahead,
Shake the hand that they may go into the gates of the nobles.
So when you shaking the hand, like if you far off and you don't know what the hell is going on, you see somebody you're like, damn, something going on. He cursing dude out. So when you see the prophets, we just curse your ass out like the apostle. The Edomites backing up. You got the apostle like going in. He's moving back. That's what you're gonna see. That's what the scriptures are saying. Not no nigga hiding in the house, the so-called house of God, and you can't see him. Right. You gonna see the men of the Lord. Yep, you gonna see him in living color.
That's
right.
That's right.
See him.
They the spectacle.
Yeah, before angels and before men.
That's right.
See that? God.
Go ahead.
Verse
3, it says, I have commanded my sanctified ones. I have also called my mighty ones for my anger.
Now read that again,
Verse 3, Isaiah 3 13 and 3, and it reads, it says, I have commanded my sanctified ones.
So the Lord has commanded his sanctified ones, his people, beginning with his elect, beginning with the preachers, beginning with the prophets,
Right.
the men of the Lord, the seers,
Those
the
that
ones
he
that
reveals
know,
his secrets to.
the one that he revealed his secrets to, the ones that know the song, and nobody else will know that song.
That's right,
But
bro.
the 144,000. Go ahead up.
Continuing on verse 3, it says, I have also called my mighty ones.
He has also called the angels to get ready. You know, Michael and the heavens like, all right, man. Wait, they putting on the armor like, all right, let's get ready. They down there, they doing what they gotta do. Hey, like on episode 3 where they was flying through. He's like, hey man, they on me, get them off me. And Anakin's like, I'm gonna go help them out. He's like, nah, they're doing their job, now we can do ours. Like, so the angels like, well, that shit, they doing their jobs, we gonna do our job. We about to get ready to come down. They already down there, heralding the coming of Yahushua, our Lord. Go ahead, up.
Continuing on verse 3, it says, I have also called my mighty ones for my anger.
See, the Lord has called the angels for his anger, to execute that anger, that wrath that the Lord's been sitting on, holding back. That he's angry with the wicked every day, but he gonna unleash, he gonna cry and travail like a woman with child, and he gonna destroy and what? Devour it once.
Say the day of vengeance burns in his heart.
And see, that's how you know that's wrath and anger right there.
God.
When it's a one punch knockout, that all your anger was pent up into that one punch. Bow, knocked the dude to the pavement. The ass jumped up like 3 inches. So he hit the mat. Bow, dead. He's dead. Throw in the goddamn. All the nations trying to throw in the towel. Nigga just throw it in. He dead like a mug. That's E. And the armies of the world, the Lord's like, well, come face me. He gonna send one laser. That's it. Dust and smell of smoke. That's all it's gonna be. That's power right there. That is power. Go ahead, up.
Continuing on verse 3, even them that rejoice in my highness.
Hey, you gotta say that line. You gotta say what my man said on Sinners, bro. He said, I seen men dying.
Oh, what he says in ways that I never thought were imaginable.
Imagine a laser, millions of niggas gone, billions, shit, gone. It's as if billions of voices cried out in terror and was suddenly silence.
And you notice Esau even puts this in a lot of his movies. Like the most notable, obviously, Independence Day, you know?
Yeah.
And then that movie Creator.
Yeah, the Creator.
Yeah, that beam came down.
Right when it just scanned everything.
Yeah. And then like you just quoted Star Wars, the Death Star, that beam. I mean, come on, man. That's scriptural, man.
And these are 3 different movies spanning across different times.
Right.
In decades.
But this is something that's actually going to take place in your lifetime, man.
That's right.
God, go ahead, up.
Verse 4 says, the noise of the multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise.
Talking about the missiles. They're like a great people, like a tumultuous noise. Go ahead, up.
A tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together.
So with the buildup of these nuclear weapons is the gathering of the nations as well. Because when the war starts conventionally with men, it's going to end with those weapons. It's going to end with the weapons of the Lord's indignation.
That's right.
Which is going to be like an army, climbing over the walls and getting in there, which means they're going to go through these barriers, these domes, these missile defense systems. Go ahead, up.
Continuing on, it says, verse 4, the Lord of hosts muster up the host of the battle.
See, the Lord is gathering these nations into that valley of Jehoshaphat, Yahushua, the Lord's judgment, in that what they call the Middle East region, or where they call the Fertile Crescent or the Levant region. That's where the armies of the world are going to gather for the Battle of Armageddon, which is a Hebrew word, is a compound word. Har Magadwan. Har meaning mountain or hill. Gad means troop. Gadawan makes it plural, troops. Mountain of troops. Good up.
Verse 5, and this is the point, this is the end of it. It says, they come from afar, from the end of heaven.
Those missiles, the ICBMs, they're intercontinental. But then they're going to come swiftly, like a thief in the night, because they're hypersonic now.
That's because
It had been for some time, and they're constantly being tested
And improved.
and improved. Word up.
Even the Lord Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai and the weapons of his
So
indignation.
it just mentioned whose weapons they are right there.
That's right, bro.
Trump talking about we gonna nuke something. No, you ain't, bro. That's Yahweh Shemashai's weapon, bro. What the fuck? Hell no. Nigga, you a weapon. You were two on the board. Good. Shit. Hey, what we got in our hands is scripture. It's not just a book. It's a weapon.
Right.
Go ahead, Ak.
And then continuing on, it says, the Lord of hosts. It says, the Lord, verse 5 again. They come from a far country, from the end of heaven.
They come from a far country, from the end of heaven. Woo. But that goes to show you, it has to be talking about Russia and these other lands, but mainly Russia, because it's at the end of the world.
I got that precept too.
And then it's going to fly to the other end.
Yep.
Right? Because they call it the Far East, right? It's going to come west.
Far west.
Go ahead, Ak.
It says, even the Lord Yahweh Shemel and the weapons of his indignation.
That's how you know that the world is round and not flat. Because how could it take 30 minutes to get from Moscow to Washington or America if the shit was flat? It would take it just as long to go the other way then. But it's going around, it's going a shorter route. So it just goes to show you flat earther clowns are bugged out. Y'all been flat now, they the flatheads. Go ahead,
It says to destroy the whole land.
Whoa, what's going to destroy the whole land of America? Nuclear weapons.
That's right.
That's what's going to do that. And it's all scriptural. It's in the Bible. Your pastor didn't bring this out because he don't know it's in there. It's sealed unto him. But it's been unsealed to us.
That's right, bro.
And we know it. And we're here to tell it to you so your blood will be off our hands. You know. Now you know. See, we're telling you what your American government will not tell you. That nuclear war will come, it will commence, and it will happen, and America will be destroyed.
That's right, bro.
In your lifetime. So you have to, if you're an Israelite, so-called Negro, Hispanic, or Native American, make your peace with God.
That's right.
Vaya con Dios. Yeah, for those of you who speak that Spanish, vaya con Dios. Go with God. Go with Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. Yahweh is the name of the Father, and Yahweh Shai is the name of the Son. How they say it in the Latin mess and under the Peter? I don't know how they say that mess. I don't know how they say that mess. But hey, go to the Father. Go to his Son. There's two of them. Yo, go ahead, Ak.
Before going back to that Psalms, I got this to back up what the brother brought out in Isaiah. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 16. The point is in verse 13. I'm going to start at 11. It reads, the Lord shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly beaten to powder at his presence.
Woo, so the Lord's going to threaten. And he's literally going to beat people to powder, to nothing. He's going to send that laser out, dust, smell the smoke. Right?
He said he coming to send fire on the earth.
Right? And every kill that the angels get, that's a kill for the Lord right there. That's spiritual right there. It's like playing a video game. All the kills you get on it is your kills.
Your kill, but
but you playing it, you know? So the Lord's, hey, whatever Michael get, that's me. Whatever everybody else get, that's
Gabriel
me.
get, that's me
again. And that all goes back to the Father. Like, that's
right.
all me right there. I got all them kills. You know? That's why we're going to be rejoicing to do the will of the Lord. See, now David got the songs that he killed tens of thousands, but who was with him? Who told him that he was going to slay that many? Yahweh? Yahweh told him, man, you got it. Good. So it goes to show you what we going to do is all of the Lord. That's right, us taking over the planet, vocab, and you other clowns that hate, it's not of us, it's of our God. He gave us that right. That's right. He said, you're going to take down these nations. You're going to take these people.
That's right.
I'm going to make you a weapon for the revenge of mine enemies. You know that?
Verse 12, it says, the earth quaketh, and the foundations thereof, the sea ariseth up with waves from the deep, and the waves of it are troubled, and the fishes thereof also before the Lord.
Man, because the Lord is making moves on earth that everything is getting stirred up.
Yeah.
How much more when the missiles hit? Tsunamis, seas quaking and boiling. It's like on when Namek was being destroyed and then Goku was powering up to defeat that nigga Frieza. The whole fucking planet was shaking, the shit was crackling, and seas was raging. That's how it's gonna be when the Lord returns. That's how it's gonna be when the missiles hit. That's why that elect can't be on the planet when that happens. Go ahead, Ak.
It says, and before the glory of his power.
And before the glory of his power, everything gonna shake at the Lord's presence.
That's right.
That's it.
Point?
You hear what she said? She said, those are the preachers. Those are the preachers.
Oh, that's the spirit.
That's
That's
the
the spirit.
spirit.
Verse 13. And this
See,
is
the children know.
Yeah.
The children.
Yeah.
Abba up. See, the children know, man.
Spiritual.
That's spiritual.
The preachers.
See, she might get saved in that day. You might come little girl.
Hey, testimony that my 3-year-old in the backyard, she likes to play next to the rocks. And she's like, I like what you're doing. I said, she goes, I'm playing with the spirit. I'm like, oh man, bro. She's like, she goes, what? I said, her name is Sophia. You know, that's the one we dealing with. It's Sophia, man.
Right, bro.
He gives us all understanding, man.
Wisdom of the Lord.
That's right.
Beautiful. All right.
Verse 13, and this links up with what you brought out, Kawan, the weapons of the Lord's indignation going from one part to the other. It says, for strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow.
Now who's bending the bow and who's the Lord's right hand? Yahushua.
That's right.
Because you gotta remember when in the ancient world, you had archers, they would pull back, but they wouldn't loose until the commander said, knock, and they pull him back. And then when he said loose, that's when they shoot the arrow. So right now, all the nations got their arrows pointing where they need to go, but they gotta wait for the commander, Yahushua, to say loose. It is gonna be loose when the Lord arrives. The same day the Lord destroys the armies of the world is the same day that the missiles fly.
That's right.
Right.
It says, his arrows that he shooteth are sharp.
Sharp. Woo!
And shall not miss.
Shall not miss.
When they begin to be shot into the ends of the world.
Woo! What, you can't shoot just a regular arrow
Hell no.
to the other end, dog. Nah, it's talking about nuclear weapons. It's talking about the arrows of the Lord.
That's right.
They said the weapons of his indignation. Now in the ancient world, your weapon, the weapons that you had was a battle axe, a hammer, a sword, and bow. It said teach Judah the use of the bow. So the Lord gonna use that bow on your ass. He gonna use the arrow on Esau, Edom.
That's right,
He
bro.
gonna shoot his ass through. See, he gonna try to be getting you like my man Achilles, and the Lord gonna get his ass. We release it right through his shit. Got it. And just keep hitting his ass. Hitting his ass. And throwing stones at him too. He gonna fuck him up, man. Go ahead, huh?
That was it. On
That was it,
Yeah,
Colonel.
go back to that Psalms.
Yeah.
Back in Psalm 64, continuing in verse 2.
And he gonna do him like Mace was supposed to do Django. And
Oh
shit.
yeah, chop him up.
He chopped his ass down, you know. But even in the one that they gave us, he was just blocking the shit. Ting, ting,
That
ting.
one would have been too violent for me.
Yeah, he took that dude's head off clean without touching the helmet. How cold was that? Good, Doc.
It reads, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity.
Now, let's get that word insurrection. The workers of iniquity. See, they gonna make society collapse, and they gonna bring forth a purge. See, this is what they want to happen. Ain't like just people gonna get up and do it themselves. They gonna force it to happen. That's why David is praying, they keep me from the insurrection of the evil. Those that commit iniquity in the streets. Because blood to them is nothing. When blood is running in the streets, that's when they buy up everything.
It says, who whet their tongue like a sword.
And they're wetting their tongue like a sword, that the words that they about to push out, the decrees,
The decrees, the legislation.
the legislation, the paperwork, when they push that out, it is law. It is law.
You got it out. It says, and bend their bows to shoot their arrows.
So they're bending the bows, literally, but then they're bending the bows to shoot at the righteous.
That's right.
When the time is right, they be like, well, ain't nobody gonna be able to stand against us. He's too dangerous to be left alive. He controls the Senate and the courts. Like, that's what this dude is talking about. It was even said on Daredevil with this nigga Kingpin. Remember how my man was gonna go, Red was gonna go down there, right? And she's like, you can't face them all, you can't fight them all. He's like, he has a control of the police. He has a secret police. He has control of the courts. And I'm like, damn, that's crazy. That's Eve.
That's Eve.
He gonna have control of the courts, the
Damn.
police, every goddamn thing. So who we gonna lean on? And like when he told old girl, she said, what did you used to tell me? He said, even though when it's really dark, when it's mostly dark, I can still see. She's like, what? The stars. Like, you can see what's actually out there.
Yeah.
That's the spirit. So when it gets real dark, we're gonna be able to see the light.
Yeah, that's
We're
right,
gonna be
bro.
able to see the angels in them. We're gonna be able to see Yahweh Shema Shai, because everything's gonna
Wow,
be quiet. Finally, we're gonna be able to see and hear the Lord clearly. Like, go this way, stop, go that way, go over there.
I got it, bro.
You got it, Doc?
You got it too?
Yeah.
Okay. You want me
You
to
got
take
it?
it?
You got the word.
You got it in the blue letter? Or?
Yeah.
Well, go ahead.
The word in the blue letters, insurrection, is H7283, Ragash.
Gosh.
Did you want
Gosh.
it?
Gosh.
Did you want it in the Etamon as well, or?
In Etamon too, but
Okay.
I grabbed it.
Come on, you got
but this one is different because his is you said it was 28.
8,
This one is
83, I mean.
83. This one's 84, so it might be a little different. We'll see. Go ahead.
This is
And in the Etamon.
it's to be tumultuous, rage.
Tumultuous gonna be a tumultuous time. People gonna be raging. Remember that game? What is it? Streets of Rage.
Streets of Rage,
Was that
yeah.
the one where the dude was on the rollerblades and shit?
Yeah.
I was always picking
That
that
game
dude
was
like he's getting down. The Streets of Rage for real. Yeah, go ahead.
It says to be in a tumultuous or commotion.
Commotion is gonna be a commotion.
Why not?
Go ahead.
To conspire.
Well, it's gonna be a lot of conspiracy going on. What people think is not real is really gonna be going on. They're gonna have robot police. They're gonna have insurgents. They're gonna have people getting raided. They're gonna have people actually being hunted. We need these people off grid. We need them off the map. We need you to take them to a black site. It's gonna be underground cities, cities in the mountains. People are like, no, there ain't no such thing. It's fucking out. It's actually out there. They gonna be hearing about Leviathan. They gonna be hearing a lot of stuff. Men with spiritual power. People gonna be like, nah, that ain't real. That can't be going. It's gonna be going on.
That's right, bro.
It's gonna be going on. Even what's happening in society is really gonna be going on. You know, they tripping people. They cut people's heads off. They having public execution. Nah, that ain't real. I don't believe in that. Like when the Civil War movie was going on, certain states was like, we don't even
Deal with that.
We don't deal with that. We don't believe that it's even going on.
Yeah.
You know? Go ahead.
It says to conspire, plot.
Plot. So it's gonna be a plot. I sense a plot against the Jedi. Yeah. The dark side surrounds Esau Edom. There's a plot against our people to be eradicated. And they're gonna try to do it in that time because it's gonna be what time? Jacob's trouble.
That purge you mentioned, that's who it's going to be directed towards.
Oh,
you
towards
Israelites.
Jake, yeah.
In the movies, who was it towards? The
Yeah,
Israelites.
Like, hey, Grand over there, Grand close. That's what they gonna
Oh,
see.
yeah,
They
damn.
gonna-
Damn.
So they want to take Jake out when he having a good old time. They gonna take him out that next day.
That's right,
But
bro. That was it, Kawan?
That was it.
I got it in the Etam Online. This is a insurrection on the Etam Online. It says it's a noun, and it says an uprising against civil authority.
See, it's gonna be an uprising against civil authority. Civil war is gonna be class wars, race wars, wars for survival, wars for food, war for your faith, ultimately. War for stability. You got it, you'll take from the next man that don't got it.
That's right,
Or the person that don't got it gonna try to take from the man that do got it. It's gonna be the haves and the have-nots.
And then it says a rising up and
Rising.
to rise up.
A rising up. It's gonna be a rising up.
That's pretty much
That's
it.
what I'm saying, man, we gotta rise up. That's when it's gonna come to a head.
But,
There ain't gonna be no other way but to rise up. Who we gonna be killed? Don't matter. You gotta rise up. Go ahead out.
back in Psalm 64, verse 3 again from the top, it says, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words.
Bitter words. They're gonna say, hey, they're a T word. They're this, they're that. They're coming against our freedoms, our lives. They like my man Palpatine. Yeah, he said, for the attempt on my life has left me scarred and deformed. But I assure you, my result has never been stronger. He said the Jedi shall be hunted down and defeated. Like, that's what he said. And then even my man, what's his name, Rex, he said we've been given the highest order to hunt down and destroy all Jedi Knights, and whoever does not commit to that order will also be taken out according to the order. Like that. So if you don't commit the order, they gonna take you out, and whoever is on the chopping block has to be taken out. That's gonna be the order on the books.
I got some.
Go ahead, Al.
This is Psalms 55 and 21.
Right with it.
It says the words of his mouth are smoother than butter.
There it is. He gonna come out to get the people on his side for the persecution. Most people ain't gonna believe the shit, but they gonna be so fearful and afraid, they gonna side with this demon. They gonna side with the wolf, but it's my livelihood for my family. But he gonna take your family. It don't belong to you anymore. It's gonna be belonging to him. You know, hey, like when they was looking for Obi-Wan, they're like, sir, no one could have survived that fall. He's like, have you found the body? He's like, sir, no one could have survived that fall. He's like, begin to load your men on the shuttle. Like, they was all chained up and shit. They was coming there to liberate them, and they ended up taking their ass into slavery. It goes to show you, man. Go ahead,
It says, but war was in his heart.
War is in his heart, though. He coming peaceably, but war is in his heart.
Yeah, he's the wicked.
Hey, like my man, Obi-Wan was like, I'm here to search nearby assistance for General Grievous, and he's like, he is here. We're being held hostage. They are watching us. So he's like, damn, I understand. He said, if you have warriors, now is the time. So here's what it is. It's like, hey, he said, we're being watched. He's here. Like, Esau gonna be right there when people tripping out. It's like, watching us. They got cameras. He gonna be watching everything. But somebody gonna be watching him. Yahweh Shemashai is gonna be watching that guy. Go ahead, huh?
His words were smoother than oil.
Smoother than oil. Man.
Yet they drawn swords.
What? It's bro. At the very same time, this dude talking about a galactic empire. Who was laying niggas down, bro? At the same time, and comes in there laying niggas down. Please no. Like he was laying. So while this dude is talking to you peaceably, at the same time they pulling the swords out like that scene on Spartacus when they was looking for the magistrate. Remember how they was getting closer to him, and you just seen like the Roman centurions pull their shit out like it was cold, but they was walking real slow. They was about to find him, and he was literally still alive when they was walking to him. And then when they found he was dead and shit, but they was pulling it out like, hey, we getting close. He's up this way. They was pulling their swords out. While a dude was talking to him like, yeah, we gonna let you go. At the very same time, he's pulling the swords out. I was like, damn. Go ahead, huh?
That was it.
That was it.
Okay. Back in Psalm 64, I'm gonna read the end of verse 3 into verse 4.
Yeah.
It says, and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words.
These are bitter words, even with the what's going on right now with the loans and shit that got to be paid back. Those are bitter words to Jake and to just American people every goddamn place, because you got to pay, motherfucker, for that the free money you was getting in 2020 from the moratoriums that you niggas didn't pay none of your bills, but you got a Hellcat. But then while niggas was having a Hellcat, niggas was getting pegged and shit, Peggy Bundy. So it just goes to show, like, the Lord gonna make you niggas pay. He gonna make all you people pay. See, we been getting our asses kicked this whole time, and the Lord been sustaining. But y'all about to get your asses kicked with no healing ointment.
That's right, bro. It says that they may shoot in secret at the perfect.
Oh, they shooting in secret at the perfect. But it ain't a secret to us because the Lord revealed his secrets unto his servants, the prophets. Pretty much the Lord saying they shooting at you. Lift up your shield, they shooting.
Yeah, that's right.
So we lifting up that shield of faith. And some brothers might be weary, just like David's men that couldn't go to attack the Amalekites. About 200 of them stayed back to protect the stuff, and 400 men went with David to get their wives and children and their goods back from the Amalekites. But it goes to show you, some brothers gonna be weary in this thing, and they be like, man, I just can't go. They still got their shields up though. They're like, man, y'all staying, protect the stuff. We gonna go the rest of the way and get these motherfuckers, man. And there's certain brothers just, you know, they're getting hit from all sides, and they're getting weary, but they ain't giving up. There's a difference between being weary and just giving up.
They're still being shaped in the spirit.
There it is.
Yeah, in righteousness still.
Yep. Getting the rest that they need in the spirit, you know.
That's
they
right.
still moving on. A little slower than most, but they still moving.
They still fight.
Go ahead, huh?
It says, suddenly do they shoot at him.
Oh, suddenly though.
And
It's out of
fear
nowhere.
not.
No, read that again. That's a lot.
It says, suddenly do they shoot at him.
So suddenly this damn demon is shooting at us now. And he's not fearing. He don't give a shit. He's saying God is dead. There ain't no God. Whatever. I'm God. Go ahead, huh?
And fear not.
And fear not. Just like Amalek. They killed the weary and the old of our people at the backs of us coming out of Egypt, and it said they feared not the Lord.
Cowards.
Yeah.
So they doing the same thing. They hitting our women that's, you know, living alone that they lied to back in the day. They going for our children in the schools. They going for us at the job.
Yeah.
They going for the old and shit that ain't got nothing. They kicking them out. You know, they can take away their pension out. They take away their 401k. They take away everything they promised our people. But the Lord told us before, like, they gonna shoot at you and not fear. Go ahead, up.
They encourage themselves in an evil matter.
Oh, that New World Order. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They want to destroy billions of people. Ain't that on the Georgia Guidestones?
commandment.
It was before they took it down.
Before they took it down.
Oh, that they destroyed.
That they destroyed.
Yeah, they destroyed it. Yeah.
Okay, students. But Lord made you destroy it because it ain't shit. Because the Lord's like, well, you destroy it, and I'm gonna destroy you. How about that? Right.
They commune of laying snares privately.
So they laying snares for our people right now. They laid the snare of the jab. They gonna lay the snare of that chip.
Yep.
They gonna lay the snare of the digital system. They gonna lay a snare of uncertainty. They laying these snares. Go ahead,
Here's they pride right here. It says, they say, who shall see them?
Oh, because they doing all this behind closed doors, but yet
The Lord
the men of the
sees you.
Lord sees you. And can the brother get that in with 2 Kings, where Elisha knew about the plans of the Syrian king before he even made a move, and then he told the king of Israel, yeah, don't go over there. He over there. And then the king was like, man, is there a spy among us? How the hell they know our plans?
No.
The prophet in Israel.
Elisha.
knows, yeah. Go ahead, Doc.
It says they search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search.
So they search out history and battle plans and battlements and peoples and lines and tongues and roots and all that. But then they go deep into the iniquity of these past kingdoms too. And they're like, well, we got to do that. Because what they're doing right now, they bringing forth an all. They're putting everything in one central place, just as in Egypt. Joseph put all the grain of Egypt over those years of plenty into one place to make all the nations come up to Egypt for grain. They're doing the same thing with the central banks.
It's
right,
just
bro.
digital.
It's just digital.
Well, it's going to be physical
Yep.
too.
Yep.
Because all is basically an ancient instrument to mark you for slavery. So that's what Esau's going to come with now in these modern times is a digital all, which is the MOTV.
And the Brandon too. AI, could you look up Brandon in the 1800s, late 1800s?
It says both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep.
It's deep because they're like, all right, we're going to go all the way with this one. All right? Somebody about to get hard off.
Oh shit.
Yeah, somebody threw. Yeah.
It says, but Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai shall shoot at them with an
The
arrow.
Lord going to shoot at them. They like, man, we about to make this move, and the Lord's like, I got you.
I got you.
Right? Without like
Got you.
Like I know brothers don't like that scene, but I like that scene, especially not the director's cut, but the regular one, where Achilles is grabbing old girl, like, you okay? And he's like, come with me. And he just see my man Paris behind him. Hit him, like right. But that's it. The Lord gonna shoot at you.
Yeah, I got you.
But then right when he shot, he's like, Paris! And he's looking at him like, yeah, I like that look he gets. That's all. The Lord will be looking at you like, yeah,
I in the bar.
I got you.
Hey, because he was shooting at him because he thought he was getting no girl. That's what the Lord gonna do when this demon trying to get Israel. He's like, I'll get you when you least expect it. Come with me.
It says, suddenly shall they be wounded, so they shall make their own tongue.
Boom. See how remember how he got hit in the heel and shit? Hey, that's how he gonna be. He's like, I ain't gonna kill you yet. I'm gonna wound you. You just gonna be confessing everything, and I'm gonna take you out.
It says, so they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves.
So they making their own tongue to fall upon themselves in the media, on the internet, from the AI, from the GPT, chat GPT. It's making your own tongue fall upon you. It's coming out with the truth, whether you want to hide it or not. You can't suppress the truth forever.
Certain insiders.
Yeah, the truth is going to come out. Just like Judas, though he betrayed the Lord, it say he spilled out his bowels. I mean, like he confessed. Confess. So he confessed, man. So,
which is crazy because it was all of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, we understand, but he still had enough integrity, man, to take himself out, which is saying more than those that join under this 50c3 and are purposely leading our people astray, even though they know the truth.
Hey, that's why the apostle told Isaiah, man, put your house in order and dome yourself, man. Take yourself. You can't really live with the shit coming out of this nigga, man.
I think this is it right
I mean, that demon.
When you that prideful, I guess
that demon Ariel is a bucket. But the reason this nigga can live in this society, because other motherfuckers do it, is a wicked ass society. If this was a righteous world, that nigga would have off himself. See how Judas was in the righteous, even though our people was under the Romans, they were still like law and order. He knew like, damn, I betrayed the Lord. I'm through, innocent, man. Yeah. So innocent blood. He's like, I'm done. Go ahead,
It says, So they shall make their own tongue fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away.
So everybody that's seen them is fleeing away like, damn, the Israelites were right. They really are the people of the Lord. Oh, they have been waging war since they were established as a nation. They ain't never ended. War, you know?
Yeah.
Hey, but that's what it said Esau was going to get the fatness of the earth by.
The sword.
Yep.
I think the percentage for America, since they've been established, they've been at war for I think 93% of the time.
Damn.
I think when you look it up,
It was like out of the 250 years, like 247 years have been a straight war.
war.
Whether it be proxy wars or major wars, trade wars, it's at some point of contention.
That's Amalek. Amalek is known as a fucking vagabond raider. That's all he is a raider. Now you gotta remember the Vikings were raiders too, but they weren't just raiding and shit, because a lot of times the Vikings was fighting for crowns and kings, and they was
You
giving
hit it right
land.
on the head, 93%.
93.
That's the spirit. Because, you know, they try to portray Vikings just as fucking wanderers and shit. And I remember I was watching the Viking show. And he's like, see, we're here fighting for the king, the emperor of Rome. He said, all you guys are just marauders and vagabonds. And he said, one thing I can tell you about the Vikings are never lost. we're not just marooned here. We were asked to come here and fight for the king. So it just goes to show you, they were sent for. They like, hey, I need you and your men to fight these armies for me. And I'm gonna give you a fine price. Go ahead.
It says, and all men shall fear and shall declare the work of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai.
All men shall fear and declare what?
The work of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai.
They're going to declare the work of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, because we're letting them know, our apostles and elders before us has let them know that World War III is going to be waged. It was going to be a digital system. It was going to be something that they was going to place inside your body, in your head, in your hands. That it was going to be a new world. That it was going to come with conflict. That our people was going to wake up. That it was going to be a societal collapse. All these things have been told you. That the world was going to be undone. There's going to be signs in the heavens.
Yeah, the prophets are ultimately bringing back the fear of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Because this whole society has forgotten what judgment really is, man. Otherwise, they wouldn't have prolonged this much in wickedness, man. But it says the sin of this world is like a smoke in the Most High's nose. I mean, there were ancient societies not as wicked as Babylon is that were destroyed for their wickedness.
Even in Syria, the people of the land during Jonah repented. And then the Lord didn't destroy them then, but then years later, he still destroyed. Because they got more wicked. I think the last king of Assyria was a fucking cross-dressing piece of shit. The Lord took his fucking ass out. And that was during the time of Tobias. If you can get that out at the end of the book of Tobit, when Tobias heard of the fall of Nineveh, the words of Jonah was brought forth. Go ahead.
It says, for they shall wisely consider of his doings.
So the Lord is making the people wisely consider of his doings because of what the men of the Lord have said.
Yeah.
That's right.
All right, because we on the signs we had USSR, with love. But then people got the USSR is not around anymore. They fell in the late 80s, early 90s, but now they're back. USSR. Why you think that war in the Ukraine is going on?
That's the spirit Putin's coming in, man. He's trying to reunite Russia back to that ancient power that
Land
they
of
once were.
Rus, right? And that goes back to the Middle Ages when Jake was taking over. If a brother can quickly go into the beginning of the land of Rus and what people actually founded it. And Paul went to speak to those people. I believe it was the Scythians, a warlike people, which was Jake among them. Because you gotta remember, Russia was no man's land. That whole landmass was wilderness. Just like Canada, majority of it is still wilderness, as when the settlers first came here. Gad ran up in those hills, and only Gad can really live up there.
Canada's big.
It is vast, and it's still forest as it was when Gad first arrived there. It's still the same as it was centuries ago. That's why they call it Canada. New Canaan. Or thank you for Canaan. Da, thanks.
Yeah, the water,
Water for Canaan.
Yeah.
New Canaan.
That's some scholarship about this.
Last verse of this chapter. It's Psalm 64:10. It reads, the righteous shall be glad in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, and shall trust in him.
And shall trust in him.
And all the upright in heart shall glory.
And all the upright in heart shall glory in the Lord.
So if you get Proverbs 29 and 2, I want to bring out a precept, and then I want you to follow up with that, just to stick with this topic.
Okay. All right.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 11, verse 10. It says, when it goeth well with the righteous, the city rejoiceth. And when the wicked perish, there is shouting. Woo! This is the times that we're coming into now, especially with our people, man. Because we're sitting there proclaiming the wickedness of Esau even to your face. And not just the Israelites waking up, but even their own nation are being privy to these wicked practices, man. You can see it all over TikTok. Edomites crying, talking about they made a mistake putting Trump back in and how they're getting tired of working and, you know, the inflation and this and that. This is the plight the Israelites have been in since we've been in this fucking country, man. Just you other nations are just now feeling the pressure.
The Lord is putting the pressure on you. And as Isaiah 19, a cruel Lord and a fierce king is going to rule over you Egyptians.
If I may say, they see that the quote-unquote American dream is no longer obtainable even for them.
Right.
Never been attainable.
Never been attainable.
And you dreaming your ass asleep.
Well, some Edomites could, but you know what I'm saying? But even now, the average Edomite is seeing that they can't even obtain it.
Because just like you had mentioned, bro, they you know, when we talk at work and whatnot, they basically gotten rid of the middle class.
Yeah.
It's either you in the upper class or you poor.
Like that brother said, the haves and the have-nots.
Yeah, right.
Isn't that scriptural arc where they said they're going to call all, both small and great,
rich and poor.
They say nothing about the middle niggas.
Right.
Middle guy.
You want that Proverbs 29?
So the prophecy must speak. See, Esau trying to change shit with the middle class. Lord, like, nah, nigga, rich poor. That's
right.
That's right, bro.
Beautiful point. Because it don't say the rich, the middle class, and the poor.
Nah.
And Jake has always been poor for the majority, the most part.
Unless they sold out.
Right. But even then, their riches don't measure up to what the elites have.
And even then, they don't got land and gold and silver.
You
and
think
slaves.
oppression is your friend.
Right. Go ahead, go bring that out real
This is
quick.
Proverbs chapter 29, verse 2. It reads, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice.
But before that comes, war must be waged righteously.
Yep.
See, don't get it twisted. Oh, the righteous is just all good. No, the righteous wage war too, but even on the grander scale. Yeah. See, we don't do it like Omni-Man, the Viltrumites, huh?
That's right.
See, we came here to weaken the planet for the arrival of Yahweh Shai and the heavenly hosts.
That's right.
All right, we're loyal to
We're loyal
Viltrum.
to Israel.
Yeah, Israel. We're loyal to Israel, right? So it is what it is. Not to this sad excuse for a civilization. This shit is nothing. It would be nothing without Israel. Go ahead, huh?
It says, but when the wicked beareth rule,
See, the wicked is bearing rule now. What are the people doing?
the people mourn.
People are mourning because the wicked is bearing rule. Yeah, you get to eat. Yeah, you get to go to your fucking slave quarters and shit, but you're still a slave at the end of the day. But like niggas was complaining when we was in the water. I mean, we had the leaks and the fish, yo. And hey, but you was a slave though.
Yeah.
Man, you got mana raining from heaven. The quail, I'm telling you,
Quail.
the quail. See, you had that raining from the heavens, and nigga complain about some fucking fish and bullshit. Niggas,
GMO bullshit.
See, niggas gonna be crying for the catfish. Niggas gotta die, man. See,
Man.
niggas is complaining about some low-level crap when you got something better waiting for you on the other side.
That was it.
This is back in Proverbs 11, verse 21. It says, though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished.
Now that first and foremost goes for ye women folk out there. You got your little boyfriend, he gonna die, you gonna die with him. Now you clowns that had the 501c3, you just like the woman. You old ass with the clown.
Yep.
You in love with him and shit because he pegging you in another way, right? And you in love with the nigga. Now you having the baby with him. Now, hey, inside, right? Now you having a baby with the nigga. You gonna die too. Join your head, join your hand. You ain't gonna go unpunished. Lord sees what you're doing. Lord sees where your heart really is at. Go ahead, huh?
It says, but the seed of the righteous shall be delivered.
See, the seed of the righteous is going to be delivered. The elect
That's right.
is going to be delivered.
That's right, bro.
And through that elect, 2/3 going to come back. And all Israel shall be saved.
That's right.
As it is written.
I just want to get those precepts just to show that although we are out here, the doomsday prophets talking about doom and gloom, there is going to be a deliverance for the Lord's elect. And that's part of the fear of the Lord, of us coming out here doing this work in truth and sincerity in hopes of being counted amongst that hollow number, man. That's why we're out here giving warning. So those with the eyes to see and the ears to hear can hear this message and wake up, man. Because great judgment is coming to our people. Like the Bush said, fatal fury.
Ooh, fatal fury. Go ahead,
So,
you got something?
Yeah, the one in Tobit.
Yeah.
This is
That
Tobit.
Nineveh did fall. And can you get the actual date when it fell? So Nineveh did fall. Egypt fell. Rome fell. Greece fell. We see the ruins of these fucking places. You know, ancient Babylon fell. It's Iraq now.
America ain't gonna be no
Chirac. So, but hey, Babylon's gonna fall.
different.
America is going to fall.
What's the typical number for how long?
Oh,
nations
that
be?
nation-
About 250.
250.
And America next year that would be 250 years.
The year was 612 BC when Nineveh fell.
When Nineveh fell.
612 BC. And how did it fall? Who destroyed it? Oh, and can you read that?
Yeah.
Come on, go read that.
Con.
Because there's an army that's allied.
got it, King?
There's an army allied now that's gonna take down Babylon. And what we call it in our day and age, bricks.
bricks.
Go ahead, happened before. It's gonna happen again.
This is
Another
the
thing
AI overview about what day did Nineveh fall. It says Nineveh fell in 612 BC. An allied army of the Medes, Babylonians, and others besieged and sacked the city.
And that's crazy how they were with the Medes to take down Assyria. Then Babylon came into the picture. Then the Medes joined forces with the Persians to take down the Babylon.
Yeah,
Like,
bro,
crazy.
you can't make this up,
You
bro.
can't make it up.
It's beautiful.
Go ahead.
That's
Doc.
crazy. It says
Because you gotta remember the Babylonians were Assyrians.
war series.
They
Yeah.
just took it down. So it goes to show you that the elites that once were in America are through with America, so they're like, we're going to take it down. And we're going to bring something forth else. That's what they thinking, but that ain't going to happen. Go ahead, Doc.
It says marking the end of the Neo-Assyrian Empire as the dominant power in the ancient Near East.
Woo!
And then it says, according to Wikipedia, the city was extensively de-urbanized and depopulated after the battle.
Woo!
Damn.
And that's what they want to do with ye people
God.
with,
The water.
for this new world order. Ain't that on the
That's on
Georgia
the Georgia
Guidestones
Guidestones.
that they want to rule humanity under 500 million? So that means about what 700 billion
7.5
people have to be
yeah.
wiped out of the earth through war, through pestilence, through plague. All right, go ahead, huh?
Well, this is going back into.
And it will happen. You know why? Not to those numbers per se, but it's gonna happen because those are the 4 horses. Well, 3 of the horses. The red horse take war. Take peace from the earth, bring war. You have the white horse, which brings what? Pestilence. And then you have the
Black horse.
black
horse,
brings
death.
death and
famine?
slavery.
White horse.
Famine.
Yahweh Shai. The
Oh,
pale
the
horse.
pale horse, like the
Yeah.
white horse
I know, that's
brings
what you mean.
white horse brings peace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
War and then peace.
But it is gonna bring war though. Yeah. But the pale horse brings pestilence
Yeah.
and plague.
God,
And then
God.
the black horse brings slavery and death.
We're going to show you that nothing new under the sun.
Go
So
ahead,
this is
Doc.
Ecclesiastes 1:9. And it reads, says, the thing that has been, it is that which shall be done.
So what has
Shall-
been done is
That's-
going to be done.
Shall be.
Shall be.
Go ahead, I'll read that again.
Read it again.
Verse 9, it says the thing.
Hey, could you look up the actual characters that took down Nineveh, like the actual,
Oh, the actual kings.
yeah, because I believe it's I believe it was Nebuchadnezzar's father that took it down.
I believe so, too.
I'm not really sure, but it's a spirit though. Go ahead, Doc.
Verse 9, Ecclesiastes 1:9, it says the thing that had been, it is that which shall be. And that which is done is that which shall be done.
So what was
Right.
done
Right, bro.
shall be done.
Happened again.
It's gonna happen again. All right. Go ahead, Doc.
And there is no new thing under the sun.
Ain't nothing new under the sun.
So what happened back then is going to be in your face today.
Ah.
So going back to Tobit,
Now, before you go back there, the brother gonna read this
Con,
over the actual rulers that were responsible for the fall of Nineveh,
that's right.
the mighty seat of Assyria. Go ahead,
These are the rulers that took down Nineveh from the AI overview. It says the rulers primarily responsible for the destruction of Nineveh in 612 BCE were Babylonian king Nabopolassar.
Which I believe was the father of Nebuchadnezzar. So it just goes to show you his father took it down, and then he was granted the actual. He was actually better than his father because he took down all the surrounding kingdoms, and he actually took down Jerusalem.
Yeah.
Israel. That's what Nebuchadnezzar is known for, is sacking Jerusalem and the first temple. So it just goes to show you that his father sacked Nineveh, but then he did greater than his father did.
God.
Go ahead, up.
And then it says, and Median king
Syraxus?
Cyaxares.
Yep.
God. They led a coalition of forces.
Coalition, woo! Of forces, the BRICS nations are going to be commanded and spearheaded to attack Babylon. They're going to attack the modern day Babylon, America.
That's right. It says including other groups like the Chaldeans.
Oh, see, the Chaldeans now are the bankers
That's
behind
the
this
bankers,
behind this takedown, huh? First financially, then militarily.
That's right.
See, it says that the bankers buy when blood is in the streets. Now we know the ancient Chaldeans were behind the Babylonian and Syrian kings.
Yeah.
Those are the bankers of the day. They're behind these wars. All wars are bankers' wars.
That's right.
So I said the Chaldeans, groups like
the Chaldeans, the Aramites,
yep,
and Scythians.
and the Scythians, a warlike people, which is the people of Russia today. But really, the real Russians are Jakes that was over there. That's why you have the Russian icons.
God.
But the Russians get their culture from Jake during the Middle Ages.
That's right, bro.
So it goes to show you that the Scythians were with them taking down Nineveh. It goes to show you that the modern day Scythians would be the Russians. Well, they dwell in the land of the Scythians. They about to take down modern day Babylon, Nineveh, again.
That's right.
Just goes to show you. Go ahead.
Against the Assyrian capital.
Against the Assyrian capital. Go ahead.
This coalition ultimately led to the fall of Nineveh,
Woo!
the Assyrian Empire's capital city, and the end of the Neo-Assyrian Empire.
Woo! That's it. That's that.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it, and that's all.
Good.
Now can you go to the beginning of the Russian Empire? And we want to get the prince and all that. So go ahead. Huh?
This is Tobit 14, and I'm gonna start at the 13th verse to the 15th verse. The point is in the 15th. This is 13. It says, where he became old with honor, and he buried his father and mother-in-law honorable, and he inherited their substance, and his father Tobias, and he died at
I think it was Tobit. Huh?
Tobit.
Did you say Tobit or Tobias? Oh, Tobias.
Tobias.
Yeah. Oh, so that's Tobias' son. If I'm not mistaken. Go ahead. Read it again.
It says, verse
Well, let me see. Yep. 11.
verse 11. This is Tobit
You
14.
gotta remember the northern tribes were in Assyria. A lot of them sailed away to the New World, but some of them still stayed behind. And that was Tobit's family with Tobias. They stayed in that land. They didn't sail away with the rest of the northern tribe. So he told him, hey, I believe in the words of the prophet. Get out of Nineveh, because it will be destroyed. And he fled out of there, and then he heard of the fall of it.
That's why Jonah was sent there, like you said, because a lot of the northern kingdom was over there.
The northern kingdom was there, and those that repented, the Lord didn't destroy it because of that, because Israel was there.
That's right.
He said, will you destroy the righteous with the wicked? That's what Abraham asked
said.
for Sodom and Gomorrah and
Sodom.
Lot. Being there. You destroy the righteous with the wicked, the Lord gonna get the righteous out, then destroy the
right.
wicked. Go ahead.
This is Tobit 4:14 and 11. And it reads, it says, wherefore now, my son, consider what alms doeth, and how righteous doeth deliver.
How the righteous deliver.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It says, when he had said these things, he gave up the ghost in the bed.
So Tobit gave up the ghost after he was talking to Tobias about what was to come. Go ahead.
Being 108 and 15 years old, and he buried him honorably, Salakia. Verse 12 it says, and when Anna, his mother, was dead, he buried her with his father.
That just goes to show you. That's a Northern Kingdom name off top, Anna. You know, a whole bunch of Annas in Northern Kingdom. I love you, Miho. Anna, that's the spirit. That's the North.
Anna was mentioned in the New Testament.
Yeah, and she was
tribe of
Asher. Yeah, another northern tribe. So it's just going to show you. And then a lot of Marias are, and a lot of Marys.
Marys, yeah.
That's how you know that's our people. Nothing ever changes.
Continuing on verse 12. But Tobias departed with his wife and children to Ecbatane.
Ecbatane, yep.
To Raquel, his father-in-law. Verse 13, it says, when he became old with honor, he was buried with his father and mother-in-law honorably, and he inherited their substance, and his father Tobias. Verse 14, and he died at Ecbatane in Media.
So that goes to show you that who were one of the coalition of nations that took down Nineveh. It was Media and Babylon. But he was in Media. So he's hearing it. So he was among the Medes, Media,
being 107 and 20 years old.
So 127.
127.
Yeah.
And before he died, he heard of the destruction of Nineveh.
He heard of the destruction of Nineveh.
Which was taken by Nebuchadnezzar.
It says Nabuchodonosor, but I got the word. It says Nebuchadnezzar is a male name, specifically the Greek or Latinized version of the Babylonian king Nebuchadnezzar II.
That's it.
So it's just a Latinized version of Nebuchadnezzar.
And you gotta remember, Nebuchadnezzar was a title, not an actual name.
Right.
But when we read it was Nabopolassar was Nebuchadnezzar's father, but Nebuchadnezzar was a title on him. So that's it. So it was Nebuchadnezzar II, but he put it on him. All right, well, we got it.
You want me to read his brief description?
Yeah.
For King Nebuchadnezzar II, it says the most well-known meaning is the name of the powerful Babylonian king who conquered Judah and destroyed the first temple in Jerusalem.
What you said earlier.
Right. Yep. But it was his father that took down Nineveh. Nebuchadnezzar, the one that history knows, is the one that destroyed the first temple and took down Jerusalem. Yeah. But you gotta remember, Nebuchadnezzar was just a title. His father had it, and his father before him had it. But they had, Nebuchadnezzar, and then you had Nabopolassar, and they had different little interests on the name because they were worshiping their god or whatever. But it was a title, Nebuchadnezzar. Go ahead,
Nebuchadnezzar and Assyrius, and before his death, he rejoiced over Nineveh.
So he rejoiced that it was destroyed, just as Jonah prophesied. Because I know he mentioned Jonah. Get him out of there. There it is, verse 8.
This is Tobit 14 and 8. And it reads, it says, and now my son, depart out of Nineveh, because those things which the prophet Jonah spoke shall surely come to pass.
And they came to pass.
That's why Jeremiah 51 and 6, come out of my people. Let me get that, bro.
Yeah, come out of her, my people.
Let me get
that's
that,
what
bro.
you wanted, bro.
Oh, Khan. All right.
Is that what you wanted?
Russia?
Yeah, it was.
I don't know if that's...
No, not Ivan the Terrible. The beginning of the Rus Empire.
Oh, the Rus Empire?
That was like 1500s. It's like near the end of it.
This is Jeremiah 51 and 6. For it says, flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of the Lord's judgment, Lord's vengeance. He will render unto her recompense.
Read it again and read it slow.
This is Jeremiah 51 and 6. It says, flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul.
So the Lord is telling you to flee out of Babylon now. When we read it in the book of Tobit, he was literally told to get out, leave that land, because it's going to be destroyed by the words of the prophet Jonah. But the Lord is telling us spiritually to leave. He said, I'm going to come get you, but get out of there and the ways of that place. This clown, Sakari, talking about you repented. Nigga, repent out of your mind, your spirit, dummy. Because if you out of this place in your spirit, then you ain't gonna do the physical shit of this stupid ass place. You ain't gonna indulge in the bullshit that's here. You ain't gonna indulge in the fucking hella days that's here. You ain't gonna give a fuck about what your woman talking about. If she gonna leave, let her leave. You know, this clown talking about a bill of divorce, but like, this is a demon. Like, you should just let her go, bro. Actually, what the Edomites said. Because of this dummy, man.
They went forward instead of back.
Go ahead, and it could be some, you know, the Lord can always bring her back. You know, the Lord might have her leave you for a minute and bring her back. The Lord could do that. Because if he's really dealing with you, the Lord wants you to focus on the ministry a lot of time. He takes shit from you. Like the beautiful brother out there in Mississippi, the Kazakh, man. He's saying, man, you gonna get your family back. And that really spoke to me. I know that speaks to brothers like you losing shit, children, women, whatever the fuck, you gonna get them back. And even if not on this side, on the next side.
That's right.
That's what you gotta believe.
You mentioned it earlier, right? All Israel's gonna be saved eventually in the kingdom.
We don't see our parents again. We don't see our people. We gonna see what we gonna see.
That's right.
Is that it?
Yeah.
That's
it.
Go ahead,
Continuing on verse 6. It says, "Be not cut off her iniquity, for this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense."
Woo! So the Lord's gonna render unto America a recompense. Now, can a brother get Ezekiel 38? Gotta go on to Russia. Now, we understand that Russia was founded by Israel, Russia Allah. After the fall of the Western Roman Empire, what came about in that region? It was starting the age of the Middle Ages. Then after the, I believe it was the fall of, who was that last king that ruled? Hey, I forget the king's name, but after that, that was the age of the castles. When they start building castles in that land and shit like that.
Well, shit, just to prove your point, didn't Poop just recently opened the vaults?
Oh, yeah, yo,
I saw Jake in there.
We saw you.
All the
Somebody look like your brother.
ancient frescoes.
But no, yeah, we saw Jake. Yeah.
Russian
I
ID.
was in there, and we was in his office, right?
And all that ancient artwork is heavily protected, man.
Yeah, by gunpoint, too.
Even if you try to get like replicas of it, it costs a lot of money, bro.
A lot of money. I wonder why, because it's real. Hey, even when the Germans was bombing Europe, before they even like started bombing raids, they was getting all them frescoes and all these different sculptures out of those European lands before they started bombing those places. It goes to show you how important they were. Yeah, that dude, you know, Hitler's a damn demon of people, but he's like, yeah, let me get this. I gotta hold that. I gotta be in my room right there. I got Jacob. Like, I don't need that. You know, so he's getting all that out of there before they start bombing those places. Right? Well, go ahead up.
That was it.
That was it.
I got the Ezekiel.
You got the Ezekiel 38?
You want this out first?
Yeah. So we're gonna go into the beginning of Russia, which was started by Jake, the land of Rus. Alright? And we gonna go into the actual people that inhabited that land. And if you could look up Scythian, peoples.
This is from the AI overview. It says Kievan or Kievan Rus, also known as Kievan Rus, was the first East Slavic state, a medieval political federation.
So this is how you know it's Jake ruling. It's medieval.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
it says located in present-day Belarus.
Belarus is like borderline of the Ukraine. Right there. Borderline with the Ukraine. Go ahead,
It says Ukraine and part of Russia.
So these fucking rats, man, they always stealing stuff that belong to us. Like, you know, it was founded most likely by Judah, Benjamin, Levi, or one of those three tribes. It was founded. But then yet them rats is over there. That demon, what's his name? That clown, the ruler over there and shit. That's why Trump was cussing his ass out. Like, you ain't about to get no more money.
Not a Jew?
Nah, the other Zelensky, that clown.
Oh,
that rat.
Ukraine, yeah.
It's like, nigga, that don't belong to you. Jake supposed to be over there. He like Brock said, I'm about to take Russia. Like, hey, brothers, y'all can't be over here. This one, I own this. Y'all can't be over here. Them Russian women is beautiful because they come from us. A lot of them got that, like old girl on Center, look cool.
Oh, God,
that's what they look like, okay? She don't want to be Esau. She want to be Jake.
I believe in real life, her grandfather actually is Jake,
Yeah, I think
bro.
she is Jake.
She on point. Hey, and that one demon that she's about to get married to, all mad at my man Michael B and shit, cause he know he's like, oh man, I'm gonna lose it to this, cause he Jake.
It's crazy because you can tell like when she did the research and found out that she actually goes back to Jake, she started calling herself like a black woman. You know, people in
Getting all
Hollywood
mad.
are mad, like saying she's like trying to appropriate.
But she is.
She
Nah,
technically goes back.
she is.
And she found pride in that. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm
like,
Israelite.
now everybody's
Yeah,
mad because
yeah.
they perceive her as some kind of like good-looking white chick. She's like, nah, she's
That's what. We make you look good. That's all it's to it. Go ahead.
It says, from the late 9th to mid 13th centuries.
Woo, from the 9th to the 13th century. See, now you gotta look at the world during this time. This was the beginning of the samurai age. It said that for the damn their 1,000-year period, their only goal was to manifest the art of war, bro. So it just goes to show that's why they was the most deadly swordsmen during that age. Then you had the Crusades, then you had the Knights, the so-called Templar, and you had all the different ages. And it was all Jake. Then you had the Golden Age of the Aztecs, the Incas, the Mayans, Gad,
Arthur Pendragon.
Yep.
said
Arthur
all Jake,
Pendragon. You had the age of the castles. You had the age of, they call it the Jacobean era.
Lancelot.
Now let me say that again. Did you hear me? They call it the Jacobean era. What does that go back to? Jacob.
Forgot about it. It's at an
What
hour.
goes it?
Yeah, it's an hour and
But
10.
that was
look.
the
Brothers
taste.
was into it. I ain't think about it either.
Yeah, we
I said,
gonna
oh, shoot.
But this next 1,000-year period is gonna be with Yahweh Shai. It's
right.
gonna be the beginning of forever.
That's right.
Forever.
Go ahead, huh?
It says it was founded by Viking Oleg.
By the Viking, which was a Benjamite. The Vikings are Benjamites, mainly. It said, Oleg, right?
Yeah, Viking Oleg, ruler of Novgorod. I said it right.
Yep.
Novgorod, who seized Smolensk
Smolensk.
and Kiev in 882, which became the capital.
The capital. So he seized it, Viking.
Yeah,
Yeah, like my
other
man,
names,
like
bro.
my man.
Kyiv, that's
what's
like
his name?
the
Yeah.
main place in Ukraine right
That's
now.
the main place, Kyiv, right?
Yeah,
That's a spirit. That's
Right.
why the Russians didn't want to destroy. It's historical. It's a historical place that is. You wonder why they don't want to destroy the Ukraine and Belarus.
Yeah.
This is vital to their history.
Kinda.
This is like the beginning of Russia, the land of Rus, founded by the Viking Oleg, and is under the East Slavic state, Kiev Rus,
Kiev.
and the ruler of Novgorod.
Novgorod. There you go. There you go. And it just says it has key aspects of Kievan Rus. If you want me to read
Yeah,
it,
you can read it.
It says the
And get that historical significance.
Khan.
There's a reason that the wars waged so long. They didn't just fucking plunder the shit to nothing because it's central. It's like us destroying Jerusalem or something like that.
Right. Like, nah, got you.
Why would we do that?
Got you.
Khan. The geographic scope, which is what you brothers just said, it says the state encompassed a vast area, including modern-day Belarus, Ukraine, and parts of Russia.
The old USSR, the United Russian, is it the United Russian Republic, Soviet Republic, something like that. USSR, United Socialist Soviet Republic.
Okay.
That's what that is.
It says the historical significance, Kievan Rus is considered the predecessor to modern Russia, Belarus, and Ukraine, and is often cited as the birthplace of East Slavic culture.
Yeah. Now you get the word slave from Slavic, but you gotta remember that's where Jake was shipping a lot of them the snow from them Slavic ports. That was the main thing selling in that area. In that time, the best thing selling was snow. I ain't talking about that the show snowfall.
Yeah, I ain't talking powder.
The other snow.
I ain't talking
The
powder.
other snow. That's where you get the word slave from. Slavic. Them Slavic lands. See, Jake was raiding and shipping them off. And then you got a painting. Man Zion is on the painting and stuff. And one of the paintings, right? And it's called 4 times a day. And it's showing like the Edomite woman looking cool. by the bath and shit. You know? Go ahead, Art.
It says capital and governance. Kiev was the capital of the state, and it was ruled by a monarchy.
Woo! Monarchy. See, the kings.
Yeah. That's right.
See? Go ahead, Art.
And in cultural influences, Kievan Rus was strongly influenced by the Byzantine Empire.
Which was Jake again. It was just Jake.
Yep.
Further west. A little going west. Because they were at the center of the world. They were like right there, Constantinople, which now is modern day, was it Istanbul or something like that? I think it's Istanbul, but it was like a very strategic region, Baltics and all that right there. It was a trading center, power.
It says adopting Christianity and many aspects of Byzantine culture.
So they adopted Christianity, right when it was in his right mind, right? And certain aspects of the Byzantine, which was, they had the Roman culture, but it was more Jake.
Yeah.
Because when Esau ruled Rome, his main color was red. When Jake took over Rome, it was purple. Is Istanbul?
Yeah.
That's after the Ottomans took it, though. You know, but that goes to show you. You know that?
Because then it was called the Holy Roman Empire.
Holy Roman Empire.
After
Yeah.
they
And
took it down.
their main color was that purple, y'all. I ain't talking about Nate. I'm talking about that real stuff, the good stuff. Go ahead.
It says economic activities. Kievan Rus was a major trading hub.
Trading hub.
Just,
And they had to get that snow out, huh? You know what I'm talking about?
She was looking, she fucking ran into that basket.
Oh, shit. Yeah, snow.
Could take her eyes.
That snow. Good, huh?
It says with rivers like the Dnieper connecting the Baltic
See the Baltic Sea, yeah.
and Black Seas, facilitating trade with Constantinople.
Constantinople. Which was the capital of the Roman Empire. The Holy Roman.
Holy Roman. Yeah.
Holy. Good, huh?
Then it says military power. Kievan Rus had a well-organized military, including town militias and princely cavalry.
Woo! So that's why even that demon Napoleon could not defeat Russia. Because it was Jake still. And you gotta remember, World War I was waged to kill the Russian czars, to end their line. Jake. So it goes to show you how powerful they were. Is, you know? That's why this dude Putin, yeah. Like, that's why he don't want to destroy none of that land, because it's all Jake. He know, like, yeah, I'll be through if I destroy this. See, unlike Babylon, unlike you American idiots, y'all destroyed everything that had Jake on it, and the Lord's gonna make you pay for that.
That's right.
Go ahead, huh?
It says decline and Mongol invasion. The state eventually declined and fragmented and was invaded and conquered by the Mongol Empire in the mid-13th century.
So it was invaded and conquered, but not truly destroyed. Now you gotta remember the Mongols goes into, was it Genghis Khan?
Genghis Khan.
Genghis Khan was Jake, cause his wife. I remember they was talking about this Genghis Khan. They said, wasn't that his wife a Christian woman? Yeah, but it was that black woman.
Yeah.
But he was Jake. So it just goes to show you, Jake was just all over, man. Just intermingling, warring at times, and then just intermingling and just taking over other lands that was ruled by Jake. That's all it was. It was never like a straight takeover where you was just wiping motherfuckers out. It was just like an integration, like you coming into our kingdom now. We ain't just gonna take you all the way out. See, when he take over shit, he want to wipe everybody out. Cause he has to kill the line. He's like, man, if I don't kill these people, man, then it's gonna be war forever. Go ahead, up.
And the last part, Aka says legacy. Dealing with Kievan Rus.
Yeah.
Kievan Rus left a lasting cultural and historical legacy, including the Cyrillic alphabet and the languages of Russia, Belarus, and Ukraine are descended from the East Slavic language used in Kievan Rus.
And that just goes to show you that Jake made up all those languages. Well, it's what they call the Romantic languages, because Jake knew the Hebrew, they knew Greek, and then they knew that Latin mess because the Romans spoke the Latin. But from the Latin, Jake came up with the French, he came up with Italian, he came up with Spanish, he came up with the language of the Baltics. All those languages, man. Oh, the German.
Yeah.
So Jake came with, it's just like right now, Jake got his own slang and language now.
Yeah.
So it just goes to show you, Jake has been doing the same old thing. That's when Jake was empowered. Now let's get the Scythians in the,
got that,
in the
Kawan?
scripts.
Yeah, this is.
In the scriptures?
Yeah, because Paul went to go speak to them, and they were in those lands we just read about. Belarus, Ukraine. That's far up there in them regions. It is what during the Roman Empire was known as Germanian Major and Germanian Minor. They were known as lands east of the Rhine. Remember that demon was east of. He's like, the hell with you, Gauls. Man, I'm east of the Rhine. Like, and them people was when we talk about the Scythians. Good up.
Gauls, that goes back to the French, right?
Gauls is France, yeah. And don't get it twisted. Gaul was damn near unconquerable until that demon Julius Caesar finally took it. But them Gauls was unstoppable, bro.
That was Crixus, right?
Crixus, the undefeated Gaul. Yeah. Like Crixus, don't help that. He's like Spartacus is a dog without an honor. He's like body artist killed his wife. He's like Doctor, help us, brother, and see it into this fucking house.
Bro, I gotta watch that again. That first season, bro. God damn.
Spartacus.
That'll get you in the spirit.
Right.
Jumped off that
He's
shit.
like Crixus, Spartacus is a dog without honor. He's like, Doctor, brother, help us and see it into this fucking house. How's the body out? But that's it, man.
Hey, start with that one, and then you look for the one in Acts.
So this
Then we
is
gonna get that chat GPT.
Colossians 3 and
But I've been seeing the apostles go into this certain history. It's real. It's on point, man. And then I'm watching this show, Vikings Valhalla. It goes into that. The land of Ruth. Yeah, it goes into that. The land of Ruth. Jake selling. My man Leif Erikson, which is Jake. You got a brother named that. You know his brother name. You know his brother name is selling. You know? That's Erikson. All right, cool. Yeah. So it just goes to show you, Jake been selling. Jake been finding places and lands and stuff like that. See, we knew of this land because of Solomon sending the ships. We can get that in the Book of Kings. And he knew about the New World way before Columbus, weak ass, man. We're showing you true history. Go ahead, Doc.
this is Colossians 3 and 11. It says, where there's neither Greek nor Jew.
So it just goes to show you that it's the same people. Paul is saying, well, it ain't just Jew and nobody else is neither Jew nor Greek, because the Greeks
Still edifying.
are the Jews, are Israel that took on the Greek customs and language. Go ahead, Doc.
It says, verse 11, where there is neither Greek nor Jew, circumcised nor uncircumcised.
So the circumcised was those that grew up in the customs and knew our language and our God and what Yahushua came and did and was to do.
That's right.
Then you had the uncircumcised, is still our people, but they didn't grow up in our culture. They didn't know that they were Israelites. They didn't know the language. They knew the languages of the lands that they were in.
They didn't know about Yahushua.
They didn't know about Yahushua and what he came to do and what the promise was, as it is written, because they had to go to the Old Testament, right? The New Testament wasn't written yet. They had to go back to the Old, like this is what the Lord came to do, see, in the writings.
It says, look.
Not to cut you off, Slacky, a lot of people forget that very simple point when they go into the scriptures, that during the time of the New Testament, they weren't reading or preaching out of the New Testament.
Yeah, that's right.
They were preaching out of the Old Testament. Because a lot of people like to say, oh, that was the Old Testament, this and that. Like when we're talking about New Testament prophecy, it's like, well, they were reading Old Testament prophecy at the time, man.
That's what they was teaching.
Yeah, so
out of the
what
Old
are you talking
Testament.
about, man? And oftentimes you can take a lot of quotes from the prophets and Yahushua that they got directly from the Old Testament.
That's why Paul would be like, as it is written.
Right.
What was he quoting? Out of the Old Testament.
Out of the Testament. And how did he know that Esau wasn't shit? Old Testament.
Old Testament.
For one morsel of meat, this nigga, hey, you gotta go back to Genesis when he sold it. Jacob didn't steal it, he sold it.
Exactly.
Paul's literally telling you, this nigga sold it, man.
He despised it.
And he despised it too. And there's no person as profane as the nigga outside the temple. Now you gotta remember, there's different courts. You had the inner court where the priests is, the sons of Aaron. You had the court outside for just the men of Israel. You had to be of Israel through bloodline. Then you had the court for the women, so the men and the women could be there, because you gotta remember, a woman might have been unclean or a man would be unclean. They can go to that court and still praise. And then there's a court outside of that for the heathen. And then there's a court beyond that for the dogs. That's
right.
So you just out, so this out, he way out there. He out of the court.
Man.
Nigga, you know, they kicking his ass out. The bailiff, get this nigga out. Like he out of the court, man. Go ahead, out.
Verse 11 again. Colossians 3:11, it says, where there is neither Greek nor Jew, circumcision nor uncircumcision, barbarian, Scythian, bond.
See, it said barbarian.
Yep.
Now you gotta remember that the Romans call all other peoples barbarians. Now, the main thing is that the Romans even made it a law that barbarians are to be looked down upon, and they said that barbarians wear beards. Who wears beards?
The Israelites.
Israel. So we're barbarians. Like, oh,
Exactly. Come on.
yeah. So it goes to show they specifically,
Yep.
you know, they targeted us. Like, oh shit.
I got Scythian for you
Okay,
too.
go ahead.
It says Scythian,
Scythian,
bond,
bond,
nor free.
nor free. So Rome was a nation of slaves. The main fucking populace of Rome was slaves. All right.
We saw that good example in the Book of Clarence with the gladiators with Jake.
Yeah.
That was under Roman rule.
Roman rule.
They were in slavery.
Yeah.
Yep. Go ahead out.
But Hamashiach is all in all.
He is all in all. So he's in all Israel. Whether they get it on this side or not, he's still among them. They still have a zeal for him, whether they know him or not.
Right.
DJ has hope that this ain't it. Even though they might put their trust in money right now, or they stupid ass job, or they punk ass woman. But it just goes to show that they, at the end of the day, they have a calling from a higher power. They know something is out there.
That's right, bro.
Someone is out there.
They have that zeal.
They have a
even though
zeal.
A lot of them is not according to knowledge.
Con. Go ahead, Doc.
That was it.
That was it.
And this is Scythian that he just read about.
Con.
It says a Scythian, an inhabitant of Scythia or modern day Russia.
Whoa!
See?
What we just read about, well, my man Oleg, the Viking,
Yeah.
Oleg, right?
And what you just read about the barbarians.
Oh, the barbarian
It says,
hordes.
by the more civilized nations of antiquity, the Scythians were regarded as the wildest of barbarians. Scythians
Hey,
are
whoa,
Israel.
man. Hey, because when you, man, Esau's a damn clown, man. Because he said anybody with a beard is low level. But that's Israel.
Yeah.
But yeah, you had subjugated them, and then you had people far east, which was Jake still. Jake was all throughout the Greek world, and they was all throughout the Roman world. And then you had my man where he said, he's like, go. He's I'm east of the Rhine. Like, that was Jake, east of the Rhine, which is the further east than Germany. And that's going into the lands of Russia. You gotta remember, the Russians, how they dress, they had that fur on, man. They was dressed as dope as hell. I'm like, but they barbarians to the fucking Romans, where nigga got a toga on. That's civilized? Hell no, Jake was more decked out. Jake was ready. Jake had clothes, man. Jake had style. Okay? That was it, huh?
That was it.
Now let's go to that,
Ezekiel or?
yeah, that Ezekiel and the chat GPT.
Okay.
And this is gonna go into Ezekiel.
From the top.
Yeah, going into how we know it's Russia from our apostle and elder Tahar. He broke it down. It's a Hebrew word, Ra'ash Shar, Russia. See, but it's really Ra'ash Shar. Ra'ash meaning head, Shar meaning prince, chief prince, head prince. Russia is going to be heading the attack on Babylon. Modern day Babylon is America.
That's right, bro. This is Ezekiel 38, beginning at verse 1. It reads, and the word of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him.
Read that again.
Come.
They messed around.
Hey, yeah, cuz. It says, what's up?
What's that?
What's
What?
what?
What is this for? The Torah?
It's the 12 tribes chart.
You love Jews?
What?
Do you love
She said, do we love
We love Israel.
We love
Yeah.
Israel.
We
I'm
love
from
the
Israel.
nation of Israel.
Are you really?
We're from Israel.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're from Israel too. We
Yeah.
haven't been there in a long
Why
time.
are you always visit? Animal was simple.
Because our true people aren't in the land right now.
Yeah, we can't be over there right now. War
They're the
torn.
people on this
Scattered
side.
everywhere.
They're
All
scattered.
the tribes, not just Judah,
Yeah.
but all the tribes. Our brothers, Benjamin, Levi, All of them. Issachar,
Yeah.
Naphtali.
Thank you very much.
Nah,
Trust
no
God.
problem.
That's it. I take that as implication.
That-
I take that. Hey, I want to
Yeah,
fly.
yeah,
I want to
yeah.
fly my kite.
They said, what?
They're not really
Negroes,
there.
West Indians, like,
Oh,
okay, yeah, no, we don't.
Thank you. That's cool.
Hey, but she couldn't say nothing. She like, trust in God.
Yeah, trust in
That's
God.
it.
We do.
They could
We
be.
do.
Yeah. They just they bugged out.
That's
They
funny.
know they still us. Where from
That's
there?
funny though, man.
Hey, you want to take me back over
She
there,
said
girl?
you
Let me
love
get that
Israel.
dude. Let me get about 5 feet in front of that dude, Yahoo. He out of there. I'll be the next leader. Girl, see you over there. Dude, I ain't putting that yarmulke on. Don't just be over there.
Fuck that.
Go ahead. Huh?
This is Ezekiel 38 from the top again, verse 1.
But you see the dad wasn't there.
Yeah.
So they could be Jake. Where the fuck he at, man? Like, why he ain't walking
They
that
about to
street?
bug out. They see the same
I
sign
know.
down there with them. They gonna hold up, man.
They
What's
gonna
going
speak
on?
Spanish. Oh, they gonna be
What's going on?
Yeah.
It says, and the word of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai came unto me, saying,
They sick.
Hold up, man. What's going on?
she asked me questions too.
Yeah, the same thing.
That's funny.
Because they don't see us.
She gonna
and
be
just
like,
think
well, what's
this is
the
a
difference?
so-called black thing just going off appearance? You got a whole northern kingdom cat down there teaching
That
the
look
exact
like
same
you.
thing, man.
Just keep reading on the side.
Oh man, that's beautiful.
It says in the
They was like,
yeah.
mesmerized. I know they seen the name on the brother's shoulders. Like, what is that? What the name?
Yeah, that's too good.
It says, and the word of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog and the land of Magog,
Which is Russia.
the,
That land over there.
God.
Go ahead, huh?
the chief prince of Meshech and
So
Tubal.
it's the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, the nation that's going to spearhead it, is going to come out.
That's right, bro.
I think Meshach and Tubal, that was Turkey, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah. Well, I think it's, I know Turkey is,
Nah, Turkey
Gomer.
is
Gomer.
Gomer. Gomer is Turkey.
Meshech, Tubal is the lands of the Medes.
Yeah.
But it's in the Russian territory.
I think it's Georgia, Russia. It says, and,
Oh, yeah, okay.
and prophesy against him.
So we're prophesying against Russia, but yet they're a very key element to the destruction of America.
Yep.
Babylon. Go ahead, huh?
And say, thus saith Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, behold, I am against thee.
So the Lord is against you too, Russia. Well, you Edomites in Russia.
Come.
For our people in Russia, hey, everything's gonna be all right. The Lord gonna come deliver you from there. All right? And all them lands is gonna be reoccupied by the right rulers.
That's right,
Go
bro.
ahead, huh?
It says, I am against thee, O God, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal.
So the Lord is against you too for what you have done, for what you have allowed to happen. You should have been destroyed, Babylon, but you never did. You seen all the plight that our people suffered in this land, all you nations, but especially you Russians, they're a little better than the Edomites over here, but no better. Go ahead, huh?
It says, and I will turn thee back and put hooks in thy
So the
jaws.
Lord was like, all right, you wanted to nuke these motherfuckers back then during the space race and the military and nuclear buildup. But what happened? Why'd y'all fall asleep? Why'd y'all stop? Because the Lord made you fall and brought you back
God.
for his purpose.
Prophecy.
That's how the Lord put the hook back into your jaw. Like, nigga, I'm going to wake you up with a new ruler, Putin. He's going to bring you back to your former glory to destroy America.
That's right.
Go ahead, huh?
And I will bring thee forth in all thine army, horses and horsemen.
So the Lord said, you ain't going to come alone, and I'm going to build you up militarily. Rock it down. Go ahead, huh?
All of them clothed with all sorts of armor,
Clothed with military might and weaponry. Go ahead, up.
even a great company with bucklers and
They
shields.
coming with everything you need for the battle. Go ahead, up.
All of them handling swords.
All of them handling modern warfare weaponry,
That's right.
missiles. First and foremost, you gotta have that, but then you gonna have conventional weapons too. Go ahead, up.
It says Persia,
Oh, well, who's that? Go
Iran,
ahead, up.
Ethiopia,
Oh, well, they just joined forces with a lot of African nations, mainly Ethiopia, because Ethiopia is in a strategic place right there, east, right, very close to that Fertile Crescent, the Valley of Jehoshaphat. Go ahead, up.
and Libya with them.
Libya with them, Northern
North
Africa.
You know what's spiritual about that?
Mediterranean.
Those are BRICS nations.
Yeah.
On
Come.
that terrain. If a brother could look up the BRICS nations now.
I mean, it's a lot of them now,
But the ones that first
the
formed,
original, what was it, 5 or 6?
yeah,
Original 5.
Mediterranean.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It says all of them with shield and helmet.
All of them having what they need. They got the protection, and they got the defensive weapons and offensive weapons.
It says Gomer,
Oh,
Turkey,
that's
who
Turkey.
y'all just mentioned,
Yeah.
and all his bands.
And all his bands, all his forces, it's coming.
What's crazy about that is Turkey is allied to NATO
Yeah,
For
For
now.
now. Yeah.
But they gonna break away.
Yeah.
because they have a strained relationship right now, and they're thinking about annexing themselves from that alignment, man. So this is all future prophecy about to play out.
It must happen.
That's right. It's
It must happen.
the house of Togarmah.
Hearts of Togarmah of the north. Now you look at Togarmah. I believe that's Turkey, but it's north.
But it's because this is of the north quarters.
Of the north.
No.
Yeah. Might
And
even be Syria, if I'm not mistaken. Go ahead.
and all his bands and many people with thee. Be thou prepared.
So they're being prepared, they're being built up. First financially, just like NATO started financially with the EEC, the European Economic Community, then they became a military powerhouse. Same with the BRICS, they came together economically first, then they're gonna become a military powerhouse to bring down America.
I
Babylon the
got it
Great.
right here.
Go ahead.
BRICS nations.
Yeah, the BRICS nations. It says the original members were Brazil.
Oh, but hold on, let's stop right there. Brazil. That is a Hebrew word, barazal, which means iron. Now for war, you need iron to build weaponry and helmets and all that. Warfare. So we work with that metal, right?
Yeah,
We work with that iron, right? So Brazil in itself is not one of the nations mentioned here in Ezekiel, but it's known for its resources. Iron. They need iron and oil to go to war. You need that. So it's Brazil.
Brazil, Russia.
Russia, you already know.
You
That's
already
the,
know.
Gog and Magog. That's Ra'ashar, the chief prince.
India.
India. Now, India is known for what? The might, the spices, and then they can actually use spices for detonation, for like bombs and missiles. 'Cause I think India was the first ones to have an actual rocket, a missile. They were the first ones. It was India. Don't forget about that. When they went to war with Pakistan, which is fucking other Elamites, they were the first ones to conduct the rocket. I mean, the Germans did it in World War II, but they were the first ones to actually get it to go up there and actually do what it's supposed to do. Go ahead, China. Hey man, you in the back. Hey man, it's a quiet one. I mean, where you from? Speak clearly.
It's clear
Speak fucking English. He said, Hong Kong.
China.
And South Africa.
Oh.
There we go.
Now
Don't
it
forget
says-
about South Africa's who? The Canaanites. Now the Canaanites, man, they bugged out. The demons. But hey, they need them for them resources as well.
And then it says current members, the group expanded in 2024 with the addition of Egypt.
Woo! Oh, Libya is right up on there. North Africa. Egypt is
verse
already.
5.
Egypt is right up in there in North Africa. Boom, it's like right up in there. Go ahead.
Ethiopia,
Whoa, Kush,
Yep.
right?
Iran.
Iran, Persia.
All of them was in verse 5.
That's what I said. That's prophecy. And the United Arab Emirates.
Now, all them quarters right there. Now, if we can look at Togo real quick, 'cause I know Gomer is
I think it's still in that region of Turkey, but I don't know exactly what.
because
I
I
think,
know,
like you said,
I know right
north.
up in there is Syria too. Syria is somewhere, and they play a role as well.
In the blue letter. The water.
Out of key.
Togama, it's in
North quarter.
it's Spain.
Okay.
Wait, hold on, let me make sure it's right.
Oh, Armenia.
Armenia.
Okay, all them regions like Syria and all that. All right, Armenia. Yeah. And you gotta know those are Arab nations. So
Yep.
all them Arab nations is gonna join forces with the BRICS because they conjoining with who? Iran.
With Iran. Yep.
Right?
Yeah,
And you said
Armenia.
United Arab Emirates.
Yeah.
Well, they got all the other Arab nations connected with them. You know? They gonna join. Then that goes into the dragons of Arabia, which shall come out. Many chariots, right? They gonna join forces. Go ahead,
Back in verse 7 in Ezekiel 38, it says, "Be thou prepared, and prepare thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them."
So they're being a guard financially and militarily.
Yep. "After many days thou shalt be visited. In the latter years thou shalt come into the land that is brought back from the sword."
Yeah, so they're going to come into the land of Israel soon. Eventually, they're going to invade that fucking place. Because if Israel wants to not get Iran off the map, that's not biblical. It said Iran going to come out like a wild boar out of the wood. Now, a boar only attacks when it's cornered, or it's there ain't no other way out. Like, fuck it, I just gotta go.
They feel like they need
to come out. So they feel cornered because all the other Arab nations in that region have been fucking taken down or bombed and depleted, destroyed. Iran is the only one that sits in that region untouched. And they being guarded by who? Russia.
Yep.
So they're gonna come over our land, the land of Israel, like a storm. They already over there. Because when the American military left Syria, who went in there and took it over real quick? Russians. Went over there and drove all those little pocket splinter groups out of there. So they're gonna do the same with the land of Israel soon. And that's gonna get this war started. Because Iran is under threat, Israel's under threat. Who's gonna bring everybody out? Smalls of the flock gonna draw all these nations out. So what's gonna lead America back into the Fertile Crescent, that region, that the land barren and desolate in Joel 2. The interest that they got over there, they got military bases, naval bases, oil, they got all that the interest in that land, that's gonna drive them into the land. Not really to help the rats, but they got their own interests. And it goes back to that dude, Augustus Caesar. He had a saying, he said, you have neither allies nor enemies, just common interests. So that's gonna drive them in there. The interest. That's what's gonna be. That was it, Keith?
I'll finish the verse off. It says, "And is gathered out of many people against the mountains of Israel."
Actually, against the land.
"Which have been always waste."
It's been always waste. Even those ugly ass rats getting in there that wanted back by the sword, that's when they got their ass in there by that Balfour's declaration. It said they're gonna come up against the mountains of Israel. The actual land itself is gonna be under war. It's gonna be invaded. Because right now these fucking rats, they do nothing but airstrikes on people, but they never sent ground troops into distant lands before. Because they military, their army is not that great. The Air Force is on point because they've been getting backed by America, but they never had ground troops. And they never been invaded from the ground either. As soon as they roll them tanks in there, it's over. Go ahead up.
It says, "But it is brought forth out of the nations, and they shall dwell safely, all of them." When Israel, the real Israelites go back to the land.
See how it's a time jump.
Yeah.
Time skip. Yeah. So it said the land is going to be invaded. Then the people of the land is going to dwell safely after it's all said and done.
That's right.
Go ahead, Doc. You have something?
This is Jeremiah 49 and 10, 20.
Bring that chat.
49 and 20. And it reads, it says, "Therefore hear the counsel of the Lord Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, that he had taken against Edom, and his purpose that he had purpose against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out."
Now read that again. We got to break it down because it mentioned a few names in there. Go ahead, Doc.
This is Jeremiah 49 and 20. "Therefore hear the counsel of the Lord Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, that he had taken against Edom."
That he have taken against Edom as a whole. This is a counsel that the Lord have taken against Edom. Now he's going to name key players of Edom that he's going to use. Go ahead, Doc.
"And his purpose he had purpose against the inhabitants of Teman."
They had purpose that he had purpose against the inhabitants of Teman. Now the Germans came up with what? The bomb. Atom bomb. They brought the world into the atomic age and then sent it into the nuclear age.
Yeah,
and now we're here.
Their scientists that came up with it.
Operation Paperclip.
Yeah, Oppenheimer and the other dude on the German side, I forget his name, Red Skull and shit. I was kidding. But there you go, man. Go ahead, Doc.
It says, "Surely the least of the flock shall draw them
Now,
out."
the least of the flock is Amalek. the rats, and I don't know if they was really rats, but it's like, hey man, you better run from the people over there, man. They rats.
They might be from there. That
But that don't mean nothing. That don't mean a goddamn thing. This house today right here, baby.
That's right, bro.
Where you from? Yeah, I don't know where they from,
I believe
man.
that brother Ian brought this out years ago. That one of the German scientists that
Oh, his name is Esau.
Esau
Oh,
Abraham.
Abraham Esau.
Yeah. So the Lord
He's one of
purposed
that.
against Esau.
Yep.
Was like,
Yep.
hey, hold
German,
on, bro.
physicist.
German physicist.
All right, let me go and holler at. See, the Lord like, let me holler at E real quick, hey, man. Let me see. Go tell him, Abraham Esau.
Abraham Esau. Wow.
So you do come from Abraham Esau,
Yeah.
but you ain't the chosen, my
You a
brother.
Hebrew Edomite.
Yeah. Go ahead, now.
Continuing on verse 20. Surely he shall make their habitations desolate
Their habitation is talking about Babylon, where they live, desolate with who?
with them.
With them. See, they're gonna be desolate too.
Yep.
So you gonna draw everybody out. The missiles gonna fly. You gonna make America be destroyed and yourself.
That's right. Bro.
That's how it's gonna be. And can you get that in Job where it says, fire and brimstone shall be scattered upon his habitation? And it goes into that iron weapon going striking through. Go ahead,
So you
Doc.
might as well finish that off.
Verse 21.
Read the verse 22.
It says, the earth is moved at his noise of their fall.
The earth is moved at the noise of the fall of who? First, Israel is going to fall, and then America is going to fall. The earth is moved at that because the missile's going to make the earth reel to and fro like a drunkard. And that's where everybody going to know that those ain't the people.
That's right. Bro.
Because how is Israel destroyed? If those are people.
Right.
Go ahead, Doc.
At the cry, and the noise thereof was heard in the Red Sea.
That's how you know it's Israel. Ain't America. America ain't nowhere close to the Red Sea.
Right.
Israel is. So you're going to hear the noise of their fall. And the earth is going to be moved at that. Go ahead, huh?
Behold, he shall come up and fly as the eagle.
Who? Yahushua. Is going to fly on that chariot like an eagle. Go ahead, huh?
And spread his wings over Basra.
So once Israel falls and he destroys the armies of the world with that laser, he's going to make his way west to America. He's going to spread his wings over Basra. All right? Now, when the eagle spreads his wings, it's protecting his children and it's making like an attack. If somebody's in the nest and they're attacking it, they spread the wings to get it out of there. So the Lord going to spread his wings to deliver his people and to see the destruction of America. Go ahead, huh?
And at that day shall the heart of the mighty men of Edom be as the heart of a woman
Woo!
in her pangs.
Completely afraid and in pain.
Damn.
None but pain.
And this is further detailed by, what was that, Isaiah the 63rd chapter.
Yeah.
You know, when it talks about Yahushua coming over to Basra.
What was this that coming from
Edom.
Dying
from
Yeah,
Basra.
it's the same thing that
So he gonna spread his wings
prophet's
over
talking about.
That's
over
right.
Basra.
Yep. It's a direct precept of that.
That's right, bro.
Get out of there. Yep. Go ahead, out.
That was it.
That was it. Hey, get that Chat GPT real quick.
Uh-huh.
Start it off, and then we're gonna get the scriptures going into Amalek.
Fine. So
She might be weird, though. But hey, Amalek. Don't hear about your.
So the brother had me look up and ask Chat
You know you
GPT a question, and it said, "What would the world look like if Amalek ruled the planet?"
And much love and a shout out to the LD Ashwamba out there in Dallas.
Wow.
It came out with like you. As a spirit, man, we gonna flow in the spirit off of what we find here in these words.
Right, and it says, if Amalek ruled the world, drawing from biblical context, where Amalek represents a symbol of ruthlessness, unprovoked aggression, and oppression to moral values.
So to moral values, there's oppression. He's oppressing people that are moral, that are good. All right, that's what this dude is doing. That's Amalek. Amalek ain't shit, man. And can you get when Amalek raided Ziklag, the city that David had in the land of the Philistines? See, David wasn't even in our homeland, and who fucking raided the city? Fucking the Amalekites, man. It goes to show you that's what they doing to us. We ain't in our homeland, and wherever we posting up at, they raiding it, and destroying it.
Or wherever we set up, they come destroy it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It says it will likely be bleak and a chaotic place.
It's chaotic. It said bleak, right? Man, so this place is through and it's chaotic.
How you spell that? Bleak?
B-L-E-E-K.
E-E-K?
BLEAK.
E-A-K?
Let's look at that word.
It says
What a bleak philosophy. I have no philosophy like on House of the Dragon. Because he said my only philosophy was this, and he lifted up the sword. He said to protect the righteous and dispense justice on the rest. But the one dude said that's a bleak philosophy. He said, I have no philosophy. My philosophy is this: is protect the righteous and dispense justice on the rest.
That's representation.
Go ahead,
says Amalek isn't just a historical nation, but an archetype of evil, cruelty.
Oh, an archetype of evil and cruelty. And what else?
And hostility towards justice and holiness.
Oh, against justice and holiness.
Wow.
Hey, could you get the scripture real quick? There is no peace, saith my God, to the wicked. See, they are the wicked, but they separate themselves from the actual nation of the wicked, but they're wicked. They're the head of the wicked. Wait up.
Reading on, it says, so imagining a world under Amalekite rule might include a world without empathy.
A world without empathy. They say don't give a fuck about everybody else. Now everybody got to cry for them with the hella hopes, but you bombing the fuck out of children and women and the rubble and shit, and you don't give a shit about them. Oh, but they came against us, so. And then the nigga gonna try to use the scripture to destroy Amalek. Nah, nigga, we gonna use that against you. We gotta destroy you, demon. And the Lord gonna go to war with you from generation to generation.
That's right, bro.
That's why there is no peace in that region. There is no peace in the Middle East, so-called. Ain't gonna be peace until the people of peace get back there and put you in pieces. Feel that?
It says compassion and mercy would likely be seen as weakness. Brutality and domination would be celebrated.
That's it. See, they celebrate the American military of what they've done. That they rape, rob, and pillage. They celebrate their American history. Yep. They celebrate the destruction of the Indies.
Yeah,
they celebrate the destruction of Granada, Spain, when they took us down. They celebrate the slavery they put us in.
Yeah.
They celebrate the whippings.
They used to have that one statue up, was it Theodore Roosevelt?
Yeah, with Gad
and Judah.
Right.
I think they took it down now, but they had that up.
That was in Central Park.
And what was that dude's group called? The Raiders that would ride with him and shit. It was called something. Damn. It was called something. I forget. But they would roll on Gad. Pretty much like the cavalry. They were like the cavalry and shit. I don't want to say the pull-up boys or something like that. Something boys and shit. If brother can look that up, like the group, Theodore Roosevelt was like pretty much his group.
I think he got that scripture for you.
This is Isaiah 48, and I'm gonna start at 20 to 22. And it reads, it says, "Go ye forth of Babylon, flee ye from the Chaldeans."
So flee out of America spiritually. Flee from the bankers and the Chaldeans, because whoever trusts in the money, you gonna be crying soon, because it ain't gonna mean nothing. It ain't gonna mean nothing better than the paper that is written on. You don't have to use that for fire, something for fire or
Wipe your ass.
wipe your ass with, or throw it at a nigga for wallpaper, paint it, something.
For remembrance, like you gotta wallpaper that bastard.
Yeah, what was and shit. Yeah.
It says, with a voice of singing, declare ye.
So with a voice of singing, we're declaring the destruction of this place.
Tell this, utter it even to the ends of the earth.
So we're gonna tell you this, and we're gonna utter it to the ends of the earth.
Say ye, the Lord Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai hath redeemed his servant Jacob.
He hath redeemed his servant Jacob. Right. Beginning with the hopeful elect. Have you been redeemed? Thank you, Lord. Have you been redeemed?
Thank you, Lord.
Have you been redeemed?
Thank you, Lord.
Thank you, Lord.
That's right, bro.
So the Lord hath redeemed his servant Jacob. That's right. Through the word, through the song that's sung. Go ahead,
Verse 21. And they thirst not when he led them through the desert.
So the Lord is reiterating what he did for us when we was in the wilderness. We didn't thirst. Are we thirsting now, brothers?
Nope.
In the land of our captivity with
Nope.
this cruel demon, Amalek over us?
Nope.
Lord still finds a way
That's right,
for us
bro.
to get through, even amongst these demons. Go ahead, huh?
He caused the waters to flow out of the rock.
Going into the word first and foremost, the Lord literally causes the waters to flow out. When you go home, turn your faucet on, water on, water on. Hey, the Lord is allowing us to pay for things that actually are tangible with something that ain't fucking tangible. That's power. Isn't that the power of the Lord?
Yeah.
We giving this nigga some paper that don't mean shit, but we getting something that's of value, water and heat and food. That's the power of the Lord. Look, I'm gonna have this nigga use some bullshit that's bullshit, and he gonna accept the shit. Y'all gonna give it y'all need. Praise the Lord.
That's right,
it,
bro.
He clave the rock also, and the waters gushed out.
That's what Moses did. He clave it. Well, through Moses, he hit it. Wow. Waters came. Really, Moses was supposed to just speak to the rock, and he was supposed to gut. But you know, he's mad at niggas.
Mad, yeah.
Bow, he hit it and smacked it and cracked it. Water came out, man.
That's right. Verse
That's how Jake give, man. We get angry at a nigga. We hit the table and the water still coming. Like, ah, man.
Jake Snell.
Jake, man. Go ahead, huh?
Verse 22, this is the point. There is no peace, said the Yahweh Shemel Shai.
Hey, she's just like the girl in downtown that wanted the ice cream.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
looking at the ice cream.
I belong to you.
Like, you gonna be alright, girl. Just eat your ice cream. She gonna be alright. Yeah, no, she's gonna cry. You gonna be alright, girl. Good, right? You gonna be okay. She's like, everything I know is a lie. Yeah, listen. She gonna figure she gonna be alright.
That's become everyone's reality. Is like the brother, the elder Zion across the street. He said you can ignore reality.
But you can't ignore
You
it.
can't ignore the concept of ignoring reality. You can't now reality's in your face. You can't ignore that you're paying $400 for a bag of groceries.
Yeah.
Or for this or that, but like the brother,
We should have told takers and shit. We're going to take. Give me that ticket. We go to the house of David, just sit there like, yeah, because really the house of David is actually there, but it's like in ruins. Only the foundation is left. I think they call it the old city. That's where a lot of them rats that's over there that actually keep to the law. They call them the Orthodox Jews. A lot of them is Jake, with the fucking black fucking Lincoln hats and shit on, because they actually can't force them to fight in the military, and they refuse to fight. They're like, according to the Torah, no women in the military. They go back to, no, we ain't fighting for y'all. So they don't have to fight, and they hate that nigga Ned Yahoo Soda, man. They don't like that guy. So a lot of them may be Jake. A lot of them is Israel. Man. Go ahead, huh?
verse 22, Isaiah 48 and 22, and it reads, there is no peace, saith the Lord Yahweh, Bahashim Shai, unto the wicked.
Unto the wicked, there's no
That's right.
peace unto you. So don't let your pastor lie and say Lord loves and peace. No, there is no peace to the wicked, saith our God.
That's
Go ahead, huh?
That was it.
I got a quick preview.
Go a little
Put
bit
that
more
up.
in that chat GPT real quick. A little bit more.
All right, so it says this is another bullet point of what
Get
a
Amalek
world
blotted out
underneath Amalekite rule would look like. It says suppression of moral law, ethical frameworks like justice, charity, and accountability would probably be replaced by raw power and fear.
Raw power and fear. Their courts don't look for justice. We call it blind justice and shit. No. You don't look for the justice. See, the Lord already gave the law. Nigga did it, he killed somebody, kill him.
Yeah, right
If he
here.
didn't do it, let him flee to a sanctuary city and find out the truth. And if he's innocent, let him go. If a dude stole and he's found, he has to pay $7 like it's right there.
Yeah, it's there.
But you gonna come up with your own stupid ass law, penal code bullshit, and you wanna let niggas get off because they throw you some weak ass money that don't mean shit.
That all goes
I mean,
back
the
to-
goddamn
Didn't one of the bullet points say he was merciless?
Con.
Roughly paraphrasing?
Con. All right, another bullet point. It says perpetual conflict.
Oh,
Amalek is described as attacking the weak and innocent. A world under their rule might be locked in endless war.
endless war. Now him getting this land and all the other lands has been endless war, proxy wars, and even
93%,
two
That's what I was thinking
world
about, yeah.
wars, man.
Like,
Well,
The-
the
the
only
only
reason
reason-
this is spiritual, man. What did it say? A perpetual conflict.
Con.
The scriptures say that we're gonna have war with them from
Generation to generation.
Perpetual means continuous, man. You know.
So he's warring with the Lord and his people in the land. But yeah, he's doing what what the scripture said he would do,
Yep.
getting the fatness of the earth by the sword.
Yep.
Yeah.
Look at that.
It says, a road under their rule might be locked in endless war with the vulnerable constantly preyed upon.
That's us. The meek Israel is being preyed upon. And then even with the Palestinians and other people, the Germans and shit, like you gonna have the old niggas and shit that survived the war, they 99 and shit, and you want them on trial. The nigga old, man, he was fighting the war. It was different then. You were his enemy at the time, and that was your enemy, but the war ended. Let the motherfucker live his life, man. But nah, they pray after old motherfuckers and shit, but you can't pray against them. When they're the wicked. When you kill babies and shit, worse than a goddamn gas chamber. When they found out, there wasn't even no gas chambers over there, man. But yeah, you dropping gas and Monsanto and fucking barium aluminum on people.
I got a quick precept.
Go ahead, huh?
This is the book of James, chapter 2, verse 13. It says, "For he shall have judgment without mercy that has showed no mercy."
Amalek, you have shown no mercy, demon. You ain't even show mercy to your own kind, and they ain't gonna get no mercy.
That's right.
Mercy, king. Like, nah, you ain't gonna get no mercy, man. You through.
It says, "And mercy rejoiceth against judgment."
And mercy rejoicing against judgment.
And this is going into a chapter that's titled "Show No Partiality."
Woo, show no mercy. Hey, like what Remember the Titans, man. He's like,
Leave no doubt.
Leave no doubt, yeah.
Precept too,
He's like, they're gonna blitz all night. He said, y'all mess up. I swear, I take every last money out. He said, let them remember forever the night they play the Titans.
That's right, bro.
So I don't want them to gain another yard.
He's like, defense on me. Yeah.
This is Isaiah 33:1.
Classic.
Yep.
It says, "Woe to thee that spoilest, and thou was not spoiled, and dealeth treachously."
Hey, like my man Denzel said, I ain't come this far to break down, lose. He's like, I'm gonna win. I will. I'm going to win. I'm going with that. That's it. And he pretty much spoke for all Israel right there.
Yeah.
He's like, I ain't come this far to break down here and shit. Fuck that. We gonna win.
Yeah.
I'm going to win. He's like, is it even about football anymore? Like, it really went beyond that. It went to Esau like, nah, I'm going to win. Fuck that. We gonna win.
This is Isaiah 33:1, and it reads, it says, "Woe to thee that spoilest, and thou was not spoiled,
See, woe unto you that spoiled, and you weren't spoiled.
and dealt treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee."
Mainly going into America, how they deal with other nations and people and us. Really, Amalek is behind it.
Yep.
He's doing his own people like that now. But he wasn't spoiled. Woe unto you, you gonna be spoiled.
That's right.
And ain't nobody gonna save you. That's
Right.
"When thou shalt cease to spoil,
When you finally stop or have no more power, then what's gonna happen? Go ahead,
and thou shalt be spoiled, and when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously."
Once you make an end to deal treacherously, well, other nations learn from you, and they learn pretty well. They gonna deal treacherously with you. Go ahead.
"They shall deal treacherously with thee."
Woo! That's it.
That was it.
That was it.
I'll
He's
read
got
that
that
last
in
bullet point.
Yeah. Go to that Thessalonians. You got it.
Yeah.
And get Amalek, it shall be blotted out.
I got that, bro. I got
Yeah,
that.
go ahead,
I
I
got
got
It says the erasure of spiritual or higher purpose.
This is what Amalek is doing in the world. He's erasing spiritual what?
It says erasure of spiritual or higher purpose.
See, he's erasing spirituality and higher purpose. Well, you got these clowns all over the net. Hey man, be on your purpose. The ultimate purpose in this world is to serve the Lord.
Yeah,
that's it.
For a man.
That's it.
And for the Israelite man, first and foremost, your purpose is to serve Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. And to be manly about it, and to do his will, and to not have anything stand in your way. And if your woman don't get it and your children, leave them alone. Because the Lord comes first. The world has to understand that. A nigga go to his fucking job 7 days out of the week when the Lord gave you a day of rest. And it might be double. but yeah, you believe in this man, and he's telling you just gotta work until you die, and you ain't gonna get nothing at the end. But the Lord said, you work for me, you gonna get something in the end.
That's right.
But people don't know that because this dude has erased the way of the Lord from the earth. Go ahead,
Got a quick pre-op.
Go ahead.
Our purpose, according to the scriptures. This is Ecclesiastes 12 and 13.
I thought of that
It
same
reads,
thing.
let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter.
Yeah.
Fear Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai
Uh-huh.
and keep his
His
commandments.
See, we have to fear the Lord our power and his son and keep his commandments. It was the two most important that hang all the law.
Love the Lord.
Love the Lord our
Power. Everything. Mind, spirit.
and then
Love
love.
our
thy
neighbor
as
we love
thyself.
ourselves.
That's it.
A lot of these groups can't even complete that first one because they don't even teach the true name.
So they through. So how can you love your neighbor? That's why niggas is devouring each other. Reservoir dogs. Because you really don't love your neighbor. I got another one. Nigga, just bring out the whole truth in one ending and that's it, man. I'm moving on.
Get back to prophecy.
Nigga just salivating on something new to bring.
Man.
Bro, like, I don't give a shit about this sitcom bullshit, man. I seen the nigga ride Pegasaurus. All right, I'm done. Oh,
Yeah.
the nigga extinct, the Pegasaurus, man. The nigga in the museum. All right, but the nigga keep bringing shit out. Oh, what his woman said. Why you care? God damn, like the man is dead, pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, he should be dead. Shit. The apostle said, "Put your house in order and kill yourself, man." Pretty much, just be like a man and fall on your own sword. Oh, cause that's what the counselor for David that was counseling Absalom did. Cause Absalom didn't listen to his counsel. And he was because it said that this man's counsel was as if you was getting counsel from an angel of the Lord. And Absalom didn't take his counsel because the Lord didn't make him take the counsel. And that dude was like, damn, I'm fucked up, man. I actually gave counsel to Absalom, David's son, to kill David, a man that I love. So he went home and was like, man, I can't live with myself. And he put his house in order and fucking hung himself, I tell you, man. Hey, but that's the spirit. So he was like, man, I fucked up. And yeah. That's it.
It says, fear Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man.
There it is. That's in the Bible.
That's right.
Let's go to the Torah now.
That's our purpose.
Let's go to the Torah. They want to hear that. Oh, they want to hear that.
Dancing and shit.
Oh, yeah, she cool. All right, cool. All right. Yeah, y'all can get Hey, but where's the rest of your brethren at? Brethren, right? Now, can a brother get Deuteronomy 20?
I got Deuteronomy 25.
Go ahead, all right.
This is Deuteronomy 25.
We gotta go to the Torah because we can get them women folk, you hear? When we lay siege to a city, we commanded to do such
in the
things.
law. Yep.
It's in the law.
Brother.
What is that?
What is that? What is that? I kind of get why she's looking at it. She's like, oh, that's the same way to turn her face.
I know it's
At first she's intrigued, like, you might be on there, girl, you might not. She's like, I ain't never want to be white. I just want to be with you. Like, girl, come on, man. Shit, in time. You know, you don't think I love you, think about you every day and shit. But you can't be with me, man, right now.
Yeah, that sinner's
Yeah. Go ahead. That was deep, man. The music is so funny, everything, man.
This is Deuteronomy 25, 17 through 19.
What's his name? Elijah and Elias.
But that's spiritual,
That
bro.
was their name?
Yeah, because that's Elijah. This is Aliyah, my power. And then Elias is the Greek way of saying the same
Elijah.
thing.
Because
they
have the same name.
Yeah, that's weird. But that's weird. So it goes to show you that one was kind of like lost to the Greeks. There's no difference between Jew and Greek. Because the one that was more in the spirit was on point.
Yeah.
The older brother. Go ahead, huh?
This is Deuteronomy 25 and 17. It says, remember what Amalek did unto...
So we got to remember what Amalek did. See, we almost wiped their ass out during the time of David in the Valley of Salt. But we didn't do it. And then Saul didn't do it, man. And let a lot of them flee. And took their king and shit, Agag and shit. walking through the halls with the sword,
With
and
the
shit,
sword,
fucking
yeah.
them up like that. So the Lord was like, nah, we just lion, like damn, and that's what's coming, man. A lion of Judah, coming. Hey, that's what's bugging their mind. That's why she kept walking back and forth. She had a gag. That's why she's walking all sad and shit. I'm like, you the lion, right? You lion of Judah. Go ahead, huh?
This is Deuteronomy 25 and 17. It says, remember what Amalek did.
Good, huh?
It says, remember what Amalek did unto thee by the way
By the way,
when ye were come forth out of Egypt.
yeah.
Verse 18, how he met by the way and smote the hindermost of thee.
So he smote all the people at the back, the old, the weary, the tired, the young. He didn't get the warriors in the front with Moses and the staff and and Joshua and he didn't face them. That's weak ass clowns.
That's exactly what that bullet point said. Where it said, a world under their rule might be locked in endless war with the vulnerable constantly being preyed upon.
Now read that again, but louder.
It says a world under their rule might be locked in endless war with the vulnerable constantly preyed upon.
And the vulnerable is constantly preyed upon in this society
says-
by Amalek.
It says they are described as attacking the weak and the innocent.
By attacking the weak and the innocent.
That's it, bro.
And the little girl sings prophets again. All right, it might be cool. See, the world knows who we are, who the apostles are. But the world's gonna soon find out what we were really sent here to do.
Yeah.
I could not tell your mother why I was really here and shit. I'm the man. See, he's like, but that time has gone. He said, and now we need to get Earth ready for the Israelite Empire. He's like, Mark, this is good. We can finally be who we were meant to be.
Yeah.
Do what we were meant to do.
That's right, bro.
That's it.
That's right, bro.
So, but people don't want us to do what we got to do because they know recompense,
Yeah.
retribution.
Yeah.
Like my man Red, Matt Murdoch, he had told Kingpin, he said, where I was raised, I was taught to believe in forgiveness. And he said, if you change your life and you're a new man, well, that's good. He said, but I also was raised to know about retribution.
Yep.
And he said, if you step out of line, best believe I'm coming for you. He told him that. He said, Red. And what did my man say? He said, Red. And them fanboys come up there.
I'ma chop them down, Red.
Chop them down. he's like, you and your goddamn sister, Red. He said, Poindexter's just gonna go eat his goddamn slop, and breathe his same air that me and you breathe. He's like, you gave him life. He's like, okay, Red. He's like, what about old Foggy?
though?
Did he get life? Yeah.
Red was quiet when he said like, oh shit.
That's hard, man. That's hard to see. It's like, what about old Foggy, man? Did he get life? Hey, that's a lot of Jake. We saying what a lot of Jake didn't get. He got weak ass Esau eating his goddamn slop, breathing the same air we breathe. But what about Israel? What about the majority of our people? Did they get life? Did they get their life? No, it was taken from them. Even on the movie Sinners, like, remember he's talking about his boy? Damn, strung up, huh? But it's all good. Go ahead, huh?
Verse 8, Deuteronomy 25 and 18. And it reads, it says, how he met thee by the way.
So he didn't even meet us, but he met, creeping and shit.
Yeah.
He's on that, was it TLC and shit? High creep. Yeah, the niggas going around the back way and shit. Go ahead, huh?
And smote the hindermost of thee.
God damn.
Even all that were feeble behind thee.
And that's the same thing they did when they was warring with Gad. When the warriors would go out to hunt or go to war, they come get all the old and the young and the women. And they slaughter them. And then Gad comes there like, and Gad didn't the one fighting them. Man. Same with, what the fuck? We already tired, we weary. We coming from Egypt. We just seen the Egyptians drown. We tired. And this nigga gonna smite us.
Yeah. And a lot of Esau, even these other nations, man, they know the history and they're ultimately ashamed of it.
Yep.
Which is why a lot of them don't take hold to the idea of reincarnation.
Shade.
Because they
Shade.
know there has to be a recompense for the things that were done in the past.
That's right.
That's why a lot of them don't subscribe to it, man. Because that guilt's going to eat up at them.
And it's gonna eat them up anyway. When all this madness and this bread and circus crap is gone, it's gonna eat at them.
Yep.
Like I was watching this video, one of the brothers posted like these little 4-minute videos. He was talking about this Edomite. His Edomite guy, he said the reason why America's so in trouble because of what we did.
Oh yeah.
What we did.
Yeah.
He's trying. That spirit is like, that spirit is like, I'm in trouble. Our nation's in trouble. We're in trouble because what we did to the Lord's people.
And
That's what
That's what
Jefferson said, and that's what Lincoln said. During that Civil War, he didn't want to free Jake, but he did say that the blood of the sword has to equal the blood that was brought forth with the lash. Who are they lashing? Jake. Israel. And that Civil War broke out between Edomites. Jake was up in there. A lot of Jake was fighting for the Union. Gad was fighting for the Union and the Confederacy. So Jake was on both sides slaughtering fucking Edomites on both sides while Edomites were slaughtering Edomites. And even that dude Lincoln said the blood of the lash can only be equal and balanced out by the blood of the sword. And he said that. Now we on the eve of another Civil War.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
But what type of American are you? Go ahead, huh?
Verse 18 again. At the back end of it, it says, when thou wast faint and weary,
Faint and weary.
and he feared not Yahweh.
He feared not God. He feared not Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua. Even when Edom in Mount Seir seen Israel move, they was moving back. Oh shit, they was fearful. And all the other nations was like, even Rahab was like, we heard what your God did, how he swallowed up the Egyptians and opened the sea for you. But yet fucking Amalek, these clowns, did not fear what the Lord could do. And in Egypt, you gotta remember, it was a power vacuum at that time. We just came out of Egypt. Egypt was no more a world power. Like what? Oh, nah, man. Dude just walked up. We dead. Like, like that. You walked out like everybody's like, oh hell no, they ain't come. But yet Amalek did not fear. Come on, man, and they still don't fear.
Yeah,
but yet they are fearing now because they can't even say the name. Hashem's gonna get you. Hashem's gonna get you. That's why they might be Amalekite women, but they gotta fear. Like, but I wanna. They was like they wanted to be down. They wanted to be brandy and shit. I just want to be down.
Verse 19, Deuteronomy 25 and 19. Therefore it shall be when the Lord Yahweh, B'Hashem Yahushua, thy power, has given thee rest.
Now, this was during the time when we got into the land. Saul was supposed to wipe them out. He did it. David and Joab nearly wiped them out in the Valley of Salt, but some of them still escaped. They had to play out their role in this time.
Prophecy.
But it just goes to show the Lord said, when you get rest. Oh, but we gonna get rest in the kingdom. And then we gonna put an end to these people.
That's right,
We're gonna wipe them out.
That's
we
right.
gonna really give them the cost. The Holocaust, the cost. We gonna tell you what it costs though. It's gonna be real this time.
That's right.
See, they pretty much prophesied against themselves. Now the Germans ain't gonna do it, my nigga. It's gonna be Israel.
That's right.
Which the original Germans is Jake. Goes back to Germain, Saint Germain. Germany, right? Good, huh?
Verse 19 again from the top. Therefore it shall be when the Lord Yahweh, B'Hashem Yahushua, thy power, hath given thee rest from all thy enemies round about.
Whoa, that's the kingdom. We're gonna have rest from all our enemies. Even death will not be an enemy no more. That's the last to be defeated.
That's right.
Death. Go ahead, huh?
In the land which the Lord Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua, thy power giveth thee for their inheritance to possess it.
To possess it. We're gonna have all the land of Israel promised to Abraham from the rivers of the Euphrates to the river of Egypt, and then all the land surrounding that, save for Babylon. We're gonna have just every inch of land on the planet.
That's right.
So even Babylon, but it's gonna be to the desert.
Get it to the
So
desert.
Y'all gonna have, we're gonna have that.
Even that in itself is powerful because that's going to be a forever reminder of the wickedness that this place was, man.
Right. And we gonna get the land of Edom, man. We gonna build that place up right. See, Gad did it good. They
gonna
built
build it up.
Yeah, they gonna build it up. Well, we gonna make it beautified. You know, it ain't just gonna be deserts and fucking rocks. Gad actually built into mountains and made a whole city in there. Like Gad did it right down there in Arizona. We gonna do it like that in the land of Edom. Through you Edomites though. They gonna be like, this is so nice. But you can't stand for this. You gotta go and get out, my nigga. Hey, the grand opening, grand closing.
Back in the pits. Get down. Go get down.
Get down. Now go on.
You know this is sundown town now, right?
They gonna be like, but that's the only time. That's the only time I can come out. The sun be fucking me up. Like, well, you can't be up in here. You gonna be a glow in the dark Edomite. You know what I'm gonna see you.
Continue on verse 19 at the bottom. That thou shalt blot out the remembrance of Amalek.
Oh, read that part again. Yeah, I think they felt it in their little hearts, huh? And it's gonna be blotted out. Good, huh?
We're going back to 19 at the bottom, the second half of it. That thou shalt blot out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven.
To blot it out. You're gonna be gone, eviscerated, vanquished, gone, annihilated. Hey, bro, hey, you gotta look at the words of the nihilism. I know.
Oh yeah, that was the last 2 words, bro.
Okay, Con, look those words up. Go ahead.
Con, you got it, King. I got
Thou
you.
shalt not forget it.
Con.
Thou shalt not forget it. We ain't gonna forget. We shall never forget what happened here this day. Hey, it might be a grand speech before he done get their asses destroyed. You know, Yahushua, David gonna be there. We all gonna be standing there, all in the white, babies, women. Brothers gonna be in chariots. You know, it's like, whoa, what's gonna happen? Brothers gonna be floating. Your tires gonna be in the sky floating. So it's gonna be, it's gonna be a grand day. All the heathen gonna be there. Oh, what's going on? Like I ain't got to work in the field today.
Yeah.
I gotta see this right here.
Got a special event about to take place.
Yeah, a special event gonna take place. They on there day ahead. Esau gonna know like, oh, tomorrow it's gonna. Yes, tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
Hey, y'all know what day it is tomorrow? We're gonna go to the fields, right, and work. Nah, I mean, you know, I know that's what you want, but nah, it ain't gonna be like that. It's gonna be a pit though. Is it the pit we sleeping in? Nah, another pit that we gonna make. Yeah. Tell your children. Tell everybody. That's gonna be
a heavy.
That's gonna be
because man, before like when you really think about the magnitude of that prophecy, what Esau Edom tried to do to the children of Israel, Yahweh Shemashai is gonna do a one fell swoop. Man.
Yep.
An entire nation is gonna be fucking eradicated, literally.
I got that too.
Like that's insane, man.
Want me to read that last little bit? Yeah. All right, it says, erasure of spiritual or higher purpose. It says, since Amalek is often seen as the force that tries to block out the awareness of the divine, spiritual growth and connection would be stifled or outright banned.
Banned. It's going to be banned soon. It's even banned now because they do have churches, so to speak, but they blot out the truth of the scriptures. The truth of the Lord. His visage, his people, what they look like, who they are.
Yeah, that whole thing of the theologian school is to teach contrary to the truth. It just spread false information.
That's what he did
Through the masses. Through
he blotted it out through his fucking fool system. Which, now the spirit job brothers say fool system. A fool is who? He that believes that there is no God. That's a fool. So you go to school, you're a fool because you don't learn about the Lord in there. Learn about all this crap and the advancements of men, but men would have never been advanced if it wasn't for Yahweh by Sherman. That's right. And the advancements in society have been spearheaded by Israel, for he is the former of all things.
That's right.
That's right.
He's not like it. Jacob is not like anybody else. Go ahead, huh?
It says many people interpret Amalek symbolically as the voice of cynicism
Rakata.
and you say the word, bro.
Cynicism and nihilism. Nihilism going back to like annihilation.
And it says, so under that rule, the world might lose its sense of meaning, purpose, and unity.
Wow. So ain't nobody united. Even these United States are divided. Ain't nobody united, man.
But yeah,
Even
Ain't nobody in no
They don't understand what their purpose
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
And then
Even the nations that are nations are
and then
not.
I got that word
nihilism.
Natima for you.
That goes back to my man Dark Nihilist
Nihilism.
from the old Republic games. That dude was dope. That dude was suck up whole planets and shit through the forest. He just that dude was a demon. But nihilism, the doctrine of negation. It says nothing at all. Damn. It says the rejection or political sense rejection of fundamental social and political structures. So he's breaking them all down. What is college really supposed to be there for? Learn
about the scriptures.
Learn the scriptures.
Yeah.
But even college in the Bible, when you find it in I think Chronicles, it was where our women would go to learn how to be women.
according to
See,
the
but they go,
scriptures,
but I want to be this,
Yeah.
and I want my career more than you. Like,
career
nah,
and all,
nigga, you supposed to go there to learn how to serve me.
Exactly.
And then we went to college, the men, to learn the Bible, the scripture. All these different universities all throughout Europe were all founded, because that's why you got weak ass Harvard and shit over here. They based them off the universities in Europe that Jay came up with in the Middle Ages to go into the study of what? The Bible.
Yeah, even was it Theodore Roosevelt?
Yeah.
That said, thorough knowledge of the Bible is better than any college education you could ever receive or have.
But he talking about a college education in Babylon.
Yeah.
So a college education in Europe, what once was the study of the scriptures.
Can I read a brief definition? For nihilism, it says the rejection of all religious and moral principles in the belief that life is meaningless.
What? Only for him, because he
Only
thinks
so.
hey, isn't that in can you get it in second Wisdom of Solomon 2 where it said that the movement of their hearts is nothing and they gotta enjoy the world as it is now? You know?
It said life is meaningless.
Yeah, that's what
The
it
scriptures
says.
say he is as
These
death.
people are
Like,
meaningless.
everything he pushes equates to death.
Yeah.
But
He is as death. Can never be satisfied. Damn.
what you want me to get at? It's a lot of wisdom of Solomon.
Wisdom of Solomon 2. Them reasoning with
Oh,
themselves.
yeah,
That's
that's at the
nihilism
top.
right there.
Yeah, come. You still reading that, Big Judah?
No, I just want to read that point.
Okay.
Let me get something real quick.
Okay.
It says rejection of fundamental social and political structures, because our political structure was what? Theocracy. It is the Heavenly Father first, His Son, the priests, because we're a nation of priests and kings. So that's the structure. Monarchy.
Yeah.
Law. We already got the law. We got order among ourselves. And we put order into the rest of the people. And then social, being social is, hey, love thy neighbor as thyself.
yeah.
Cover not your neighbor's things. Cover not your neighbor's wife. Cover not that's social.
Yeah.
And you like, whatever I got, you got it.
Cut out.
That's social, right? Social gathering. Now. Then it goes on, it says, Turgenev used the Russian form of the word Nihilism or Nihilism in Fathers and Children and claimed to have invented it. It refers to the Russian revolutionary anarchism of the period 1860s through 1917. That was the last era of Jake Russia. Supposedly so called because nothing that
Water.
then existed
Water.
found favor in their eyes. So that was Amalek literally destroying what Russia was before World War I. Like they hated all of it that was before that time. They found nothing that then existed favorable in their eyes. Damn, because they had law and order, they had social structure and political structure.
Damn, bro.
That's why they started World War I, not even really against Germany, but against Russia to take them out. So it's like, god damn. So all them people had to die. The introduction of planes and fucking tanks and mortar fire and gas and niggas cutting each other open and trench warfare and trench foot. All that happened just because y'all wanted to take out the monarchy, the last standing monarchy in the world, really. That was Jake still. Like, damn. So go ahead,
For the wisdom of Solomon.
Or could
for
you,
Al?
could you look up that other word out?
I got you.
It's Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 1. It says, for the ungodly said, reasoning within themselves.
Oh, they talking to themselves, bugging out and shit. Like, yeah, man, I'm here by myself, bugging out. True, but nah, nigga, you ain't alone. There's a demon right there next to you. I love you, nigga. Nigga in the house, in there. Yeah. Hey, I ain't with his ass. Yeah, Satan is in there. Go ahead, huh?
It says, reasoning within themselves, but not aright.
They ain't reasoning right. They bugged out. Go ahead, huh?
Our life is short and tedious.
That's what they saying. Well, they ain't nothing. We don't believe in nothing. Everything is through, man. All right, man. Calabunga, dude. Yeah, that's them, man. That's them. Or Emily just. Nigga always think he got somebody. Like, nah, nigga, you got.
Got you.
Go ahead, huh?
It says, and in the death of a man there is no remedy.
So that there's no reincarnation.
according to them.
When you dead, you just dead. You fade to black. And I'm black, y'all. And I'm black, y'all.
And I'm blackity black. And I'm black, y'all.
Like, that's him. He think just fade to black and there's nothing. You just disintegrate. That's it. That's bullshit. That's bugged out. That's more scarier than.
They push that YOLO. They say they don't believe in
Oh,
reincarnation.
yeah.
You
That's-
only live
They
once.
push that to the masses,
But the
they
elites
know.
know.
the elites
Yeah,
know because they
know.
don't operate like that, man.
Because they know about reincarnation.
Right,
Because the banking dynasty, they knew that they were going to have sons and sons after sons. And then they was going to come back and take
Come
over
back
that
to them
dynasty.
at some
Generational
point.
wealth.
So they know, yeah.
That's it.
Right up.
It says, neither was there any man known to have returned from the grave.
Oh, man. So they bugging out. So
Yeah,
they just want
bugging
to
out.
kill everybody. Well, you know this is only one life to live, nigga. Why would you kill everybody? Why don't you just let them live their fucking life and die and go to nothing?
Because he has no
But
mercy.
he has no
as I
mercy.
said.
He's a demon.
no mercy.
Yeah, and he don't fear the Lord.
Chat GPT was prophesying.
Yeah.
He don't fear the Lord.
He cannot be satisfied with blood.
Damn.
As the scripture
Hey,
says.
but blood shall pursue
To
thee.
thee. Right.
right.
Even
That's
blood shall
Go ahead,
pursue
huh?
thee. God.
It says, for we are born at all adventure.
Well, so we were just born out of nowhere. That's what they call
The Big Bang
Big
Theory.
Bang
with the Big Bang Theory, and also you were a mistake because that's some Edomite shit. You know, Jake be like, all right, yeah, I got a baby, okay. But Esau said, oh, that was a mistake. Damn, I should have put something on. This nigga brought this shit forth. It was never like that with Jacob. Either you pregnant or you're not.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the apostle Gabar says, you can't be. I'm a little bit pregnant. Either you are or you
You
are
are
not.
not.
I'm
No
a
shit.
little
Right.
bit.
I'm a little pregnant, baby.
and now motherfuckers don't know when a woman is pregnant, but the woman would know and the man would know. He would know from the womb. The woman would know from her cycles. Like, okay, I'm more ready to go now. All right, you're gonna have a baby in the next few weeks. Is gonna be the first. The woman is with child. Like everybody knew, but now nobody knows nothing. Go ahead.
And we shall be hereafter as though we had never been.
Stupid as hell, man. But they gonna rebuild Rome, but you know Rome was here because this is Rome again.
Yeah.
If that was just their time and they just all died out, how y'all niggas back doing the same shit? You are the Rome. You are the cop. You are the Rome.
Right.
It really got flexible.
He was swelling up.
Good, huh?
It says, for the breath in our nostrils is a smoke, and a little spark in the moving of our heart.
All right, that's say we got science. So the heart has these electrical things that, like, nah, niggas, the Lord puts the spirit in you. And when he wants you gone, he takes the spirit from you.
That's it,
That's
bro.
it. Simple
That's
as that. All right? Go ahead, huh?
It says, which being extinguished, our body shall be turned into ashes, and our spirit shall vanish as the soft air.
Nigga think he a vampire and shit turn to ash and niggas just, like,
Yeah.
on some fucking blade shit. Niggas, like, no, nigga, you get buried, your body's eaten by worms, and then you go.
Your spirit go to
You out of
the Father
there.
who gave
Or a
you.
damn lion might eat your ass or something, or somebody throw you into an open pit, and you done. But you dead. You dead.
You dead.
They gonna clean yourself off, man.
You
You
dead.
dead.
It says, and our name shall be forgotten in time.
Oh, but he prophesied. See, he prophesied in his own heart. Your name is gonna be forgotten in time, nigga. It's only gonna be written in the script.
That's right.
Adawan. What's that?
Bring out the
What the hell? Bring out the scroll on him. Like, you don't want to know. Hey, but come on, Abba, we want to know. I'm telling you, you don't want to know. You ain't gonna be able to go to sleep. You see this nigga. You ain't gonna be able to go to sleep. You know? Talk about that nigga.
You talking about that nigga?
Don't talk about it. I don't want to hear Edomite in my house. I don't want to hear this. It's gonna be a cautionary tale and shit. Yeah. You know? They don't see him on the pictures and shit. Like, who the fuck is that? They ain't part of our family. Yeah. They ain't part of.
So why he look like that?
He supposed to look like that. What's that? Don't tell that. Like, hold on. Oh, let me put my spiritual eyes on. Oh, that's the Edomite. There you go. That's that is shit.
Yeah.
I took them off a long time. Go ahead.
It says, and no man shall have our works in remembrance.
Nah, see, but we still got your word. We got the receipts, man. We got them. Go ahead.
And our life shall pass away as the trace of a cloud, and shall be dispersed as a mist.
That's what they don't understand. They come back, and you're going to serve your punishment when you come back. You did all these things in the 1800s, during the Greek era, the Romans, but you're going to come back and be destroyed.
That's right.
In this time. And even if you die, Evelyn Rothschild, the other clown, the Pope, your ass going to come back when Yahweh Shai arrives, and you're going to die again. Mm-hmm. And those of our brothers that died in the faith going to rise and be taken up. So it's going to be all in that time. That's in John, I believe, the 5th chapter. So I'm going to wait to everlasting life and those to damnation. Go ahead,
That's right. It says, and shall be dispersed as a mist that is driven away with the beams of the sun.
Man.
And overcome with the heat thereof.
These niggas are really the Count Dracula out here, man. The mist take you away. Nigga turn into ash and go like, damn. What's that dude's name? Nosferatu. These niggas think they Nosferatu and shit. Damn. But no, nigga, you gonna get killed, slain, and you gonna know that there's a spiritual realm waiting for you. Mm-hmm. Thus saith Job. That even there, the masters and men that built desolate places for themselves are all there. Rest.
Said the wicked cease from troubling.
Cease from troubling. And the righteous is at rest.
Yep.
But you gonna go to a point where you no longer. We don't know what the Lord gonna do with your spirit after that. Yeah. It's in the Lord. You might just return back to the Lord. That energy might just go back into him. So, who knows? We don't know.
Yeah. Or there's speculation he might be filtered into the other nations.
Yeah.
You know, we don't know. It's not written.
He gonna be happy because he got his color. He's like, yeah, I'm the Edomite. Yeah. He gonna be happy and shit. He got his color and a dot on his head.
But we do know the nation of Edom is going to be destroyed.
Yep.
Wiped out.
That's right.
After
All right, man, how about that? I'm a Moabite. Let me see if I can do some kung fu. Like, nah, man, Edomite. Can't do that. Go ahead,
For our time is a very shadow that passeth away, and after our end, there is no returning. See, them trying to debunk reincarnation.
Oh, you're trying to debunk it, buddy. Nah, you gonna return.
Mm-hmm.
You have returned.
For it is fast sealed, so that no man cometh again. Come on, therefore, let us enjoy the good things that are present.
And that's kind of spiritual and beautiful at the same time, because E is carnal as fuck. He don't believe in that. You got to be spiritual to know about reincarnation. Now the elites did their research, that they had made a deep diligent search, and their heart is deep. So they looked into what Jake really knew was out there.
Okay.
Like they look at the frescoes, like, what's that thing right there? Oh, that's a chariot. They what is that? Spaceship. It's outer space.
Yeah.
So they got all the schematics from Jake. To even know that Leviathan is out there, them old ancient maps from the Middle Ages, they had a fucking sea serpent out there. Jake knew that they was out there, and they painted them on it. Like, don't go that way. Sea serpent over there. Leviathan is over there. Oh, the dinosaurs being on the walls of the North in South America, they out there. But they've been hidden because the Lord hid them.
Yeah. It says, come on, therefore, let us enjoy the good things that are present.
See, they all about now, here and now. Go ahead,
and let us speedily use the creatures like as in youth.
That's why they use us like we're nothing. Yeah. Because they think, well, we ain't gonna be paying for it. We just gonna live our life and YOLO, baby. But no, you gonna pay for it. Jake gonna be at rest when they die, and you gonna be from troubling. And when you brought back, you gonna be where Jake was, and Jake is gonna be where you're at. Hence the parable of the rich man and Lazarus.
That's right, bro.
That also goes to show you the movie Trading Places.
Trading Places, yeah.
With Dan Aykroyd and Eddie Murphy.
I didn't know Dan Aykroyd was in this picture, you know? You gotta hit him
shall
with
be
that.
first.
That's right,
They
bro.
last.
That's right.
Yeah. I didn't know that.
Space Jam.
Yeah. Good. Huh?
Let us fill ourselves with costly wine and ointments.
Hey, but that's in the scripture. That's in Psalm, ain't it? Where it says, "Rejoice and be glad,
Oh,
O daughter of
Edom."
Edom."
Yeah,
But
yeah.
go ahead, Esau.
Do your thing.
Yeah. Shit. Hey, do your thing, man. Live it up. But you through. Just know that.
God.
Go ahead.
That's in Lamentations.
You with the
chapter 4.
Lamentation. You in the through crew. Oh, but it's in Psalm where it said they say race it.
Yeah,
Even
Psalms
to the
137.
foundation there. Okay.
It says, and let no flower
Lord
of
remembers all that, man.
All that.
God.
He want all that back.
That's
He
right.
want all that smoke.
And you gonna get that goddamn smoke.
Even with
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
And let no flower of the spring pass by us.
That's why these devils use the little reef as a token of peace. And then they the dove and the reef is a token of peace to them because they know these things can fade. Esau is pretty much that. Everything he uses is something that can fade. Everything that Jake uses is like eternal. Jake uses gold and don't ever cease, silver, things of that nature. Go ahead, up.
It says, let us crown ourselves with rosebuds before they be withered. Let none of us go without his part of our voluptuousness.
Yep.
Let us leave tokens of our joyfulness in every place.
Now they left they mark on the world. War-torn places, military bases, naval bases, statues and shit like that. But guess what the Lord said he was gonna do? You may build up,
but I'm
but he's gonna throw it down.
That's right.
Also, too, what nation has historically done this, man? The Romans and the Greeks, with the rosebuds and, like you said, the wreaths on their head. Like the Caesars wore that, man.
God.
As a show of they like the middleman between the gods and
Yeah.
men, and that the wreath represents the peace. You know that? That's why when Trump turned them eagle heads from the wreath to them arrows,
Sign of war.
it's sign of like y'all through. But it said the red horse was gonna take peace
From the earth.
That's right.
But
It says, for this is our portion, and our lot is this.
so they know.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
sitting back like with
They
that
about to
whiskey.
break
We
it.
go and crack it open. And like man Eddie Griffin, they crack it open. We go and crack it open. Shit, they put some 2 ice cubes in there for me, baby. They know
Crocodile.
that this is gonna happen.
This is the controversy of Zion, man. That's why they're at war with our people, because they know
They're
who
like,
we
if
are.
we kill them, we gonna kill them. They know that, but they're like, they can't wipe us all out. And then they trying to destroy the sun and the moon.
Yeah, nah, y'all
Yeah,
doing too much. Sit
yeah.
your ass
Sit
down.
your
man.
ass
Good,
down.
man. Good, huh?
It says, let us oppress the poor righteous man.
So they oppressing the poor and righteous as Chat GPT said.
Yep.
And let me get this word real quick. Cynicism.
Okay, let's walk.
It says philosophy or doctrines of cynics, indifference to pleasure, stoicism, push to austerity, but they ain't austerity, they demons.
Yeah.
Because the stoicism teaches like self-restraint, but they are
This
not
is
self-restrained.
God.
They're self-restraining the people from doing what they're supposed to do, but they're all out there.
Yeah, God.
It says from cynicism or cynicism meaning cynical character. We're gonna look at that word cynical.
It
Diabolical.
should be down at the bottom, King.
Is that at the bottom?
Which one? Cynic? Or
Just cynical.
cynical?
Oh, just as cynics.
A cynic, all right. It says one of the ancient sects of philosophy founded by the Antisthenes. Antisthenes. Fuck it, that Greek mess.
Yeah.
All right, he fucked that shit.
I got the definition for you.
Okay. Go ahead.
Definition of cynical: believing that people are motivated purely by self-interest, distrust of human sincerity or integrity.
Hey, look what it said. Dog-like.
Dog-like.
You a dog.
Damn.
It said
That's what it
it's
say,
a
huh?
dog-eat dog world. Damn. Shit. So you a dog, you a fucking beast.
It
Yeah,
says,
yeah, good.
concerned only with one's own interests
Damn.
and typically disregarding accepted or appropriate standards in
Damn.
order to achieve them.
They don't want to do what was right. These motherfuckers will take their clothes off and be in a parade and shit with pink on, but then they gonna put shoes on the dog and shit and sweater. Like, nigga, you already got shit on, man. They got clothes on the dog.
On the dog.
And you take the clothes off.
then you got-
You do
yeah.
better, the dog. You
Shoes
shoes and shit.
Good job.
He got
Yeah.
Jordans on and shit.
You right.
Two was already pricey, so but damn, 4, all right, cool.
And they got that's my baby. They got
For real. They got the dog in the
stroller.
yeah.
stroller and shit.
The dog in the house with him and shit. Licking the peanut butter, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Oh, damn. Oh, come on, man.
Olive butter.
Damn.
Come on, B. Come on, E. Go ahead, huh?
It says, "Let us not spare the widow."
Oh, they ain't sparing our women. They gave him this fucking pipe dream bullshit, and now they gonna cut him down. You hear me, Red? The fanboys gonna chop him down, Red. That's what Esau wants. He wants to leave them defenseless and chop them down. Then he wants to work the men to the bone where they ain't got no might in their hands to even defend.
Nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the aged.
Man, they don't even reverence the old. Like, nah, hey, but I'm 66, I'm old. Now you got work to like, what, 77 or some shit.
Like, hey, my father,
That's
just,
today.
my father is 75 years old. He just retired last December.
Damn.
So,
Like
Hey,
75.
but you even look at them old
Damn.
slavery pictures. You got the old men and the babies in the field picking cotton.
Yep.
Most of them don't
like-
got shoes, hands bleeding and
Old
shit.
dude, like, damn.
So
Damn.
all this fits, man.
Amalek. You destroying the old and the young and the defenseless even now.
Yep.
Because we ain't got no standing army, no military to fight against you, and you still destroy our people. You still yet destroy. Ye shall be destroyed. Go ahead.
It says, verse 11, "Let our strength be the law of justice."
Oh, but it ain't true justice. It's injustice. We have true justice. It's justice in the Bible. It's in the scripture. Your justice and your law system is broken.
This also goes to how they're
That's a
trusting in their
testament to
sword.
them. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. Part of it being their paperwork.
Yeah.
Trump
Pretty
and
much,
all them
pretty much
legislation.
justice is just us.
Just
That's what
us.
it is. It's
Yeah.
just us. Ain't even just this.
Nah.
It's just
Not
us.
with them.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It says, "For that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth."
But yet the feeble, the meek, is going to inherit
Shall
the
inherit
earth.
the earth. That's
So,
right.
so the Lord deals with the meek and the weak. That's where he shows his power, not the powerful. All right? He always casts down the powerful, man. It said proud princes were cast down and the meek were put in their stead. It goes to show you.
That's right.
Lord ain't dealing with power because he is power.
That's right.
He's going to give power to whom he sees fit. Go ahead, huh?
Therefore, let us lie in wait for the righteous.
Oh, they lying in wait. With their
Yeah.
paperwork, with the cops, with every goddamn thing. With everything, with the food, the medicine,
Damn.
women,
Yeah,
everything.
Everything.
Go ahead, huh?
Because he is not for our turn.
Oh, because they know we're not
Yeah,
for
we're
that.
not.
And we ain't
Yeah.
for you, man. That's why Amalek always throw the stone and hide his hand. They did it. But you want to wipe us out, so the feeling's mutual.
Yeah.
You know?
The accuser of thy brother.
Yeah.
That's right.
You know?
It says, "And he is clean, contrary to our doings."
Hey, like either you got something? Fuck you, nigga. Yeah. Shut the fuck out of that motherfucker, man. Yeah, motherfucker. Hell yeah. Hey,
Swiss cheese.
yeah, death to you, devil. Yeah.
Right.
Go ahead, Doc.
And he is clean, contrary to our doings.
Well, we're clean, contrary to them.
Yeah.
We're complete opposite.
We don't move how
We
they
don't
move.
move like they move.
Right.
He upbraided us with our offending the law.
Hey, really with Jake is bugged out. But when Jake goes out there and says no justice, no peace, they're literally prophesying against Esau. No justice and no peace for you, nigga.
Yeah.
Not us. We gonna get justice.
We
We
gonna
gonna
get
get
it.
peace.
And peace,
No justice, no peace for you, demon. In the spirit, Jake don't even know what they were saying. Now Jake back in the '60s, what they put on there? I'm a man, and it said and they were singing, "We shall overcome." Talking about Israel.
Yeah.
We shall overcome. Not you, devil. We gonna overcome.
That's
And
right.
now it's no justice, no,
No
peace
peace.
for you. All right, go ahead.
That's right. It says, he upbraided us with our offending the law
Yeah, we curse him out for offending the law. Go ahead, huh?
and objected to our infamy, the transgressings of our education.
Now look at it, infamy. That means you in a bad light. Their education, what's drawn out of them is infamy.
It's
They're
infamy, yeah.
they're evil.
That's right, bro.
They're cynical. They're not nihilists.
Yeah, all that.
They want
all that.
annihilation.
Con,
You know. Go ahead, huh?
He professeth to have the knowledge of the Heavenly Father.
Hey, Esau pretty much represented like on the Independence Day. Our Independence Day is gonna come when Yahweh Shai comes. Remember the dude said he said we can't no longer lean
it
on
will
our
be by the
differences
time you get there.
anymore.
Yeah, that brother
your
was there.
religion, or
Okay.
your color of skin.
Hey,
He
come
said
on.
it's not for land
Wisdom of Solomon 2
or
and
money
13.
or the way a person looks. He said it's for our right to exist, to survive. And we're gonna survive.
He gonna continue.
Con,
I gotta go to the rest.
Go ahead.
This is Wisdom of Solomon 2
And 13,
and 13.
Con.
And it reads, He professed to have the knowledge of Yahweh.
That's him talking about us. We profess to have the knowledge of God. We do, and his son. We know what he's about to do, what he has done and what he's doing. And they know it too. They know.
And he calleth himself the child of the Lord.
Yeah, we are the children of the Lord.
That's right.
We are the sons of God,
Yep.
of the Lord, of Yahweh. And we're brethren with Yahweh Shai.
Yep.
Even we're his children if you can receive
See
it, because
that,
he was
yeah.
Isaac.
Yep.
Is Isaac, and Isaac gave birth to who? He gave life to Jacob and Esau. And we're Jacob.
That's right, bro. Verse 14. He was made to reprove our thoughts.
We are made to reprove you. We are made to be opposite of you. Go ahead, huh?
Verse 15. He is grievous unto us, even to behold.
So they don't even want to look at us, because we're grievous to them, even to behold.
Stand.
How much more our words? Like, some brothers don't even show up on their video. You just hear the voice. Niggas going crazy from the voice. But how much more to look like damn, they look good. Shit, damn. Like, man, your cufflinks ain't even as much as this. Like, niggas is cursing each other out. The cufflinks, this shit about $1 billion for each cufflink. But you ain't nowhere near the price of an elect member or a brother or even Israel that ain't of the elect. You ain't on their level either. Go ahead,
It says, He is grievous unto us, even to behold, for his life is not like other men's.
See, our life is not like other men's. We don't have to go to fucking Disney World every weekend to have a good time. We have a good time just chilling. See, we could go there like the brother Sherman said, I'm gonna get that big ass turkey leg, but that's all I'm gonna do. I ain't getting on no rides here. Shit. I might go to Galaxy's Edge and get a drink. Be in there with Jabba the Hutt and shit. Go ahead,
His ways are of other fashion.
Our ways are of another fashion. Woo! We are the future. Go ahead,
We are esteemed of him as counterfeits.
See, we esteem Esau, Edom, Amalek prevalently as counterfeits because they're calling themselves us. You're a counterfeit. You're a fake. You're a phony, Amalek. All right? You hear me? Goldberg, Steam, Goldstein.
Sachs.
All you clowns, man. All you Yahoo sodas out there. Y'all all through. Y'all know y'all ain't the people. But y'all women folk, they won't be with us, so they children are gonna be Jesus. They gonna be the bruise. Go ahead.
He abstaineth from our ways as from filthiness.
Hey, but we gotta say it for him, Zion. Oh no, your wives and your children will be slaves. But you
are dead men.
Yeah, we gonna make this wall a little bit bigger with your fucking bodies in that one. Go ahead.
He abstaineth from our ways as from filthiness.
Because Esau is profane. We're holy. We abstain from his ways. We run from it. Like, hold on. We learned from it and then we ran from it. We did both. Go ahead,
He pronounceth the end of the just to be blessed.
Who's proclaiming that? The prophets of these of this particular man that the wicked is talking about. That he say that he's a father, he's a son of God. He abstains from our ways. He calls us counterfeit. The prophets first said it, and our people not like you. Even though they bugged out, they're still holy.
That's right.
They're still the people of the Lord at the end of the day. You can put all the fucking crime on them, but you're still called red-handed. They're not red. You are red. You put the red on them. They're Israel. They just gotta suffer and they're gonna be good again.
That's right.
Go ahead,
Continuing on in verse 16, and maketh his boast that Yahweh is his father.
Yep. We make our boast that the Lord Yahweh is our Father.
That's right.
Abba now, our Father.
It's the truth.
It's the truth.
1 + 1 is 2.
Maybe because, okay, a child is going to know their father's name. You're such and such's boy. Yes, my father is such and such. I'm his son. You know, but a damn fucking bastard or somebody that just hears about your father is like, oh yeah, that, you know, such and such, Mr. such and such. That's why Amalek can't say the father's name. Hashem, the name. Oh. But what is his name? He's your father, right? Oh, you can't say it because he's not your father. He's our father. His name is Yahweh. And his name is on us. We are Yahshua.
That's right.
All right, that's who we are.
Yahshua.
That's right.
Continuing on verse 17. Let us see if his works be true.
Ooh, they want to see if we really about that thing. I mean, we out here, our apostles and elders are out here, but they gonna really want to see who we are.
That's right, bro.
We gonna show the show me state. We gonna show them that. Show me, yeah. We gonna show you that we from Jerusalem and why Jerusalem was feared. Go ahead,
And let us prove what shall happen to the end of him.
Now we gonna all be proven in the days of trial, and the day of this trip, we gonna be proven. But the elect is gonna come out with flying colors.
That's right, bro. That's right.
Go ahead, out.
Verse 18. For the just man be the son of Yahweh.
So it say if we be the just men, the sons of God, then we gonna be proven, and they gonna see the power. They gonna see. Go ahead, out.
He will help me. He will help him.
So Esau is talking. Well, if he be the son of God, well, he gonna help him if it's his son. But you gotta remember, bro, if it's our lot to die, so be it.
Yeah.
Yahushua died,
Yeah.
but he was risen. That was the difference. See,
right.
He had to go through with that. The disciples after him all died, but they still got that crown. Paul was
right,
beheaded.
bro.
He got the crown. See, even if we gotta die, we still won. 2/3 they die, they still won in the end.
Yeah.
But those that don't die, oh, you gonna see them win.
Yeah.
They gonna do nothing but win. They gonna get the biggest W in human history.
That's right.
Go ahead, huh?
And deliver him from the hand of all of his enemies.
So the Lord's gonna deliver us from the hand of our enemies, including Esau, Edom, the wicked.
That's
Go ahead, huh?
That's right. Verse 19. Let us examine him with despitefulness.
So they've been examining us with despitefulness. They've been making us to be what we were never meant to be, and then they're gonna really make us be what we never have ever done. We're gonna be persecuted. We're gonna be made to be something that we are not. When we've been telling you people who we are, that's the difference. Right, huh?
And torture.
Oh, they're gonna be torturing a lot of our people. The 2/3 are gonna get tortured. The men of the Lord is just gonna be ridiculed and persecuted, and certain of them beheaded. Some beheaded, but not all. Not all. See?
That's right, bro.
The Lord's gonna be with us. He gonna be like, nah, I'm gonna keep you from the power of the tongue, the power of the sword. All right? The beast is gonna be at peace with you. That's Job. The Lord told us what he was gonna do.
And he gonna give certain men power.
Hey.
That spiritual power.
Then
Lift up
others,
that standard.
then others are gonna have Michael stand up in the other
right.
angel name. Go ahead, huh?
Verse 19 again, it says, let us examine him with despitefulness and torture, that we may know his meekness and prove his patience.
Now the Lord is gonna prove our patience, even though this dude Esau is trying to prove our patience. It's both gonna be tested, and with that is gonna be power beyond it. You gotta know that there's a crown waiting for you if it's death. And if there's not death, power. So one of the two you gonna get. And with that, we gonna close it out. Have the brothers had any closing words? So we gonna, Lord's, you gonna face the east, and Lord's when you edify with this lesson. So we gonna face the east by giving all praises, glory and honor unto
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash.
double honors once again to our apostles, our elders, and our teachers at Great Millstone that rule well and continue to do so. Salutations, peace, and blessings unto the hopeful elect, that house of David. All right, you brothers out there fighting this good fight of faith, keep it up. To you sisters doing that, which is becoming of women, shalom. To those that are addicted unto this ministry, we say shalom.
Shalom.
Lord's when you're edified, on to the next one. Kwame Ashala.
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 Where were you?
When the Israelites took over the planet.
Yeah.
Shalom.